TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.
Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes.
Look into my eyes. I've set out on my path.
It begins with a dream.
The beginning
isn't the end.
I won't finish where I began.
On the road to victory, great rewards require great sacrifices.
Motivation.
There is no can't.
Dedication.
There is no can't.
Determination.
There's no can't. No won't on the road I walk.
On the road I walk.
To the victors go the spoils.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
Power. Glory. Control.
Can you see it?
The losers fall alone.
Can you see it?
I can.
I can.
I can. I can.
I can.
I can.
History is written by the victors.
It's all about the individual.
I will become. I will become. I will become. I will become.
And now, TNA Wrestling presents Victory Road.
Tonight, live from Orlando, Florida, the battle for power, the war for control reaches its peak with the TNA World Heavyweight, Tag Team, and Legends Championships at stake. Will the main event Mafia achieve total domination? And ladies and gentlemen, we open Victory Road with the first of 5 championship matches tonight, as the TNA Knockouts title is on the line, and here is the tail of the tape to break it down for you. The condescending attitudes of the beautiful people have been taken down several notches since the arrival of Tara in TNA. What's behind Madison Velvet and Angelina's change? Quite simply, their fear of a pet tarantula. Now the pressure to save her friend and associate Velvet Sky led to Angelina's decision to defend her title recently on Impact. The result led to a verbal protest by Miss Love when the realization set in that Tara was the new champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the opening contest live at TNA's Victory Road. It is for the TNA Women's Knockout Championship, and it is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the beautiful people, and accompanied to the ring by Madison Rayne and Velvet Sky, she is the challenger, Angelina Love!
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Mike, today, this rematch needed to happen. Let's be honest. Tara won that title by coercion when she was using that tarantula and the fear that it imposed for Angelina Love to accept that bout. But as I get to watch my BFFs coming down the ramp here, getting ready to get into the ring. And look at that outfit by Velvet Sky, by the way. We took a few minutes picking that thing out. Wasn't sure which one we were going to decide on. I like the choice. But I will say this, Mike. It's going to be an incredible night when that championship belt comes back home to Angelina Love.
I know you've been talking about miscarriage of justice. The fact that...
Whoa! Hold on a minute.
What was I saying?
I'm not sure it's really important at this point.
Somebody say something about miscarriage of justice?
Something about...
I lost my train of thought.
Her opponent, accompanied to the ring by Poison from the state of California. She is the TNA Women's Knockout Champion, Tenay.
You can make all the excuses that you want for your BFFs. Angelina Love, Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky, the beautiful people. But you cannot deny the fact that Tara defeated Angelina Love. It may have been an impromptu match, it may have been unscheduled, but it certainly was official, and that's why she is the new knockout champion.
I'm not denying anything, Mike, today. I'm just saying she cheated. I'm saying she grabbed some wild... This is not just a normal tarantula, too. From what I understand, it's like a vicious breed from from somewhere in the Congo of Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like one of those things. One bite, and you've got about 15 seconds. I mean, it's like you got a tag team partner out there.
Well, to me, the arrival of Poison joining Tara has really been the determining factor in turning things around on the beautiful people, because not only does Tara's confidence level rise, but at the same time, the beautiful people slam it into reverse.
Oh, look at that thing. You let that thing crawl all over you?
No, thank you.
Me neither, buddy. That's one thing we can agree on. I've got a fear of them myself. But I'll tell you what, though. You got to give Tara credit in the sense that she used it to her advantage. You saw Velvet Sky when she gave Angelina Love that ultimatum. If she breaks that spider out again, you better do something for it. You better stop it. And, well, that's exactly what Tara wanted. And the next thing you know, she got Angelina Love to put that title on the line when she wasn't mentally ready to defend it. Tonight she is.
You saw the presentation of the Knockouts Championship belt by referee Slick Johnson. The crowd here at the Impact Zone for Victory Road in Orlando, Florida, fired up as Angelina comes right at Tara, and Tara fights back out of the corner, not about to be distracted by Velvet Madison at ringside, puts the shoulder block into Angelina and takes her down.
Well, this is Tara's game. I mean, she uses strength. That's her advantage right here. She's just more of a brute, obviously, than Angelina Love, so she's going to use that. Angelina Love, though, we've seen her outlast Awesome Kong. We've seen her outlast the best in this business. She just got to just wait for her moment.
Your BFF is calling for a TO.
Well, that's okay. That's what you do.
There's no timeouts in wrestling.
Well, it doesn't hurt to try. They'll look into that. Maybe there should be.
One way to bring her back into the ring. Up over the top rope, and as soon as Angelina turns around, doubles her over with the boot, gonna take her back up and hang her using her own hair right across her back, and then just take her right overhead and down to the canvas.
Well, impressive right now is Tara, obviously mentally so prepared for this. Angelina Love, though, again, one of those that she's so opportunistic. That's the one thing about her. That's one thing about the beautiful people, let's be honest. And a little force there, a little shot there by Angelina, and she just kind of committed a little too soon. Uh-oh.
And,
well, this is the tarantula.
Speaking of a tarantula, that's exactly what it is, as she has Angelina locked up in the ropes, and referee Slick Johnson at that, whoa, calling for the break. Tara comes down.
Now, what did they do to her?
That's called a couple of preemptive strikes.
Yeah, it is. It's called cheating again.
But that time it cost Tara, because the distraction as she took out both Madison and Velvet enables Angelina to connect with that kick, and Tara went directly back first into that steel safety rail at ringside.
One thing about it, though, Angelina Love moving a little slow. Let's see here. It looks like she's getting her composure back. Look at that gleam in her eye. Look at that grin. And there it is, the boot right to the ribs. Angelina Love now taking control, getting the momentum here. Gonna rush her. Oh, baby.
You talked about how Tara had been employing the power game to this point. Well, all of a sudden, Angelina's got that chance, backs her up, and now a second time, and rams her right against the side of the ring.
I mean, it's never happened to me, of course, but to get your back smashed against that top of that ring like that, I mean, think about that, Mike. It's just the wind's knocked out of you, the pain that it causes, the damage that it can do to your back, bones, ribs. It's a vicious shot.
Drop kick leads to a cover and a near fall as Tara gets on the receiving end of the 2 count from Angelina Love, and the challenger back to the offensive. Rifles off a forearm shot, gonna try and take Tara now, and backs her up again, and pretty obvious here what she's working on, totally concentrating her efforts on the back of the TNA Knockout Champion.
I'll tell you what, this is exactly what she told me she was gonna do. She said, watch this, I'll use the same things that Tara does to me back at her. I'll use strength. And I mean, just rushing her into the turnbuckles, rushing her into the ring apron. I mean, just using power. That's catching Tara off guard. Angelina Love showing, buddy, she's not just all about looks. She's got the whole package, baby. Whoa!
Brings her from the top all the way down with the big slam out of the corner. And you can see the pain that the knockout champ is in. Angelina on top for another cover and another 2 count.
You know, Tara actually had this thing in hand. If she hadn't been distracted by Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne, who were doing nothing but cheering on, of course, their friend and their partner, she had to go after them, take the cheap shots, and from that point, Angelina Love's been in control, Mike.
One of those cases where, after the beautiful people have interfered on several occasions, Tara tried to take it to them before they were able to interfere, but it backfired on the knockout champ. Big shots to the top of the head with the leg and boot. Angelina from the middle rope explodes into a clothesline.
First the Bobo Brazil shot there, buddy, and then bam, right on top of Tara.
Bobo Brazil.
I study everything I can, Mike Tenay. Me and Dr. Wayne Cowan get time away from the therapist's office. I don't know, he just told me to say
I don't think I've ever saw Bobo use a headbutt quite like that, but I kind of get what you're talking about. Yeah, you and Dr. Cowan. Still on the defensive. The knockout champ trying to regroup and trying to get back up to the vertical base. As soon as she does, Angelina is there, and she unleashes the offense. Another chop, that one right to the chest. Set for the ride and fired off into the ropes. The clothesline misses, but Tara comes back and caught her with a clothesline, and both champ and challenger are down.
Well, you can see the concerned look there on Velvet and Madison's faces as they have that mid-ring collision there. Both of them down, both of them wore out. It means so much to them. Now it's who gets up first.
Crowd here at Victory Road, counting along with the referee, Slick Johnson. Angelina, first up to her. Well, I thought she was going to be first up, but then did you see that effort by Tara? Immediately up to her feet. Clothesline missed. Big shot to the chest. Down goes Angelina. Another one from Tara.
Well, you could just see that look in her eye. Tara was just feeling it. She was just feeling that energy, and she's taking over right now. But again, Angelina Love knows she's got to weather the storm. But man, she just hit it right square on the face. Oh, you know that standing moonsault's coming.
Oh, I've seen this before. Been awfully effective for the champ. There it is, right on the money, right into the pin. And no! Man, that was close. Almost retained the title with the standing moonsault. And again, wait a minute. Up on the apron is Velvet, and Velvet gets knocked down by Tara.
I tell you what, it just gave Angelina Love just the advantage she needed.
Oh, the hairspray from outside from Velvet goes into the eyes of Angelina instead. And there's the roll-up, and the referee, Slick Johnson,
he's doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing.
Pin.
No, not enough.
Sending Madison and Velvet to the back to make this a one-on-one matchup now. No longer any interference from the beautiful people at ringside.
Well, one thing about it, it worked out to the beautiful people. Oh, man, this could be it right here. Tara in control.
Connects with that
Angelina's got to suck it up.
Walks right over the midsection of Angelina and
Taking her
heads to the
time.
top. Here she goes. Top rope moonsault, but she overshot Angelina Love.
Yeah, that's a situation, I think, where she tried to be a little too spectacular. She tried to end this thing in a brilliant way, and it was a situation where it hurt her. Look at Tara. Looks like she landed wrong. Hurt. Here we go. 1, 2. And she got it.
What, she had her foot on the rope?
No, bouncing on the rope.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What are you talking about?
And new TNA Women's Knockout Champion, Angelina Love!
Unbelievable. Gets the title back as Angelina Love found a way.
We got to take another look at this. We open Victory Road in controversial fashion. There you see the pin, and as you can see, referee Slick Johnson counting, and he was out of position on the count.
Well, that was a situation, though, where you've got to have full contact with the rope. The ankle can't be bouncing up and down. And that was a situation, I believe, where Slick Johnson made the right call, and Angelina Love regains that knockout title that she never should have lost anyway.
Slick Johnson, I don't think he saw, and you can just see him with the reaction right there.
Well, we know he's fair. He kicked out Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne. We know what he's all about. We saw him send him out of there.
I'm not questioning.
Oh, come on.
Did you see that kick for Slick?
Sore loser. Get out the checkbook. There's a fine coming here, buddy.
Ready for a little widow's peak action?
Well, you know what? It's not going to get you the belt back. So I'm talking about that attitude. Everybody's jealous.
The new TNA Knockout Champion, Angelina Love, down. And now, here comes Poison, and at the same time, Velvet and Madison flying down the ramp and pulling the new champ, Angelina, to safety.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do now, Tara. There's nothing she can do with the spider, but unbelievable win for Angelina Love. Now, Tara looking over at Slick Johnson.
And the fans, look at the fans encouraging Tara to take Poison. The tarantula And she places it right on the chest of the referee, Slick Johnson.
Look at that thing. Look at stinging him. Could be stinging him right now. Look at that. Whoa! I'll tell you right now, better him than me.
Tara uses poison to get the last word with referee Slick Johnson, but we have a new TNA Knockout champion to open our Victory Road pay-per-view. It's Mike Tenay, it's Don West. We are at Ringside. Welcome everyone to Victory Road and DW. We have so much at stake tonight, so many championship matches. Why don't you say we run down the lineup for everybody now?
Absolutely, Mike. Folks, we're going to start it off with Matt Morgan and Daniels. Think about this. About 10 days ago, Matt Morgan injured that leg of Daniels. We'll see what he has left tonight.
Also tonight at Victory Road, the Monster Abyss. Gonna go one-on-one with his shrink, Dr. Stevie.
And it's gonna be Jenna Morasca, one-on-one with Sharmell. The claws are out. These two are finally gonna get it on.
We talked about championship matches tonight at Victory Road. Direct from New Japan, the IWGP World Tag Team titles will be at stake when the British Invasion challenge Team 3D.
And it's the Legends Championship, and you know that the Main Event Mafia want to bring this one back home. Kevin Nash against the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Another title bout. TNA Tag Team titles, they will be at stake. The challengers, Scott Steiner, Booker T, representing the Main Event Mafia against the champions, James Storm and Robert Roode, Beer Money.
Oh, this one started all about respect, now it's all about revenge. It's Samoa Joe against the Icon Sting, and will we see the advisor for Joe here tonight?
And in our Victory Road main event, the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, it's going to be on the line. It's at stake tonight as Mick Foley challenges the new champion, Kurt Angle. And speaking of the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, we are going to send it to the back. Our broadcast colleague, JB, he is standing by with the Main Event Mafia. Take it, JB.
I am here in the locker room of the Main Event Mafia. TNA World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle set to do battle tonight against Mick Foley. But first, Kurt, let me ask you something. Tonight's a big opportunity for the Main Event Mafia. In fact, it was 9 months ago, Kurt, that I was in a hotel room in Las Vegas where you formed the Main Event Mafia. That night, you made a proclamation that this group of all world heavyweight champions, all champions in one group, would dominate the professional wrestling world. Kurt, tonight is the night where your prophecy comes true.
JB, do you think I'd be shooting my mouth off for the past month if I wouldn't be backing up my words? You see, unlike others, I do back up my words. Mick Foley doesn't stand a chance tonight. And I want to warn all you out there that are watching on pay-per-view. Do not expect a quality pay-per-view match from me tonight. I repeat, do not expect a quality pay-per-view match because you're not going to get one. Because I am going to maul Mick Foley as quickly as possible. You see, Mick, you're not going to be out there with a Sting or an AJ Styles. You're going to be out there with the best ever. And I don't care what you've done in this business. I don't care that you got your ear ripped off, or you had legendary Hell in a Cell matches, or you do charity work for kids, or you go over to visit the troops and entertain them. None of that matters to me. All I care about is being the best. And to throw another bombshell, Joe, Kevin, Booker, and Scotty, if I do not get a clean sweep from you guys, if you guys don't win by either pinfall or submission, I will walk out there on the spot and fire you. I repeat, I will walk out there on the spot and fire you. Do you understand? No fun, no games. It's total domination. Let's do it.
The anatomy of a superstar. His DNA, loaded with a desire to dominate.
I am the very DNA of TNA.
A blueprint for the perfect warrior.
I am 7 feet, 330 pounds, without an ounce of fat on me.
His dismantling of opponents There's the efficiency of a well-oiled machine.
That's the blueprint. Matt Morgan taking it to Daniels in the back.
Well, he's making sure that Daniels doesn't come out and help AJ in any way, shape, or form.
His objective, to join the main event Mafia.
Champion or no champion, I'll guarantee you that this guy right here, the blueprint, is getting in the Mafia.
But first, he must prove himself worthy.
My patience is running thin. So it's about time you make the right decision and make that right decision quickly.
And now, the TNA veteran Daniels stands in his way. Will the hungry blueprint, Matt Morgan, be able to prove to the Mafia that he belongs among the elite?
Matt Morgan is here to make his time now.
Matt Morgan looks to impress the main event Mafia by taking out Daniels.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Fairfield, Connecticut, the Blueprint, Matt Morgan!
The Blueprint has been so outspoken in recent weeks about wanting to become a member of the main event Mafia. And speaking of the Mafia, we have to address that situation with Kurt Angle just moments ago. You saw the interview with JB. We talk about laying down the law, telling the other members of the main event Mafia, it's no fun, it's no games, they're over. Tonight, it's win or you're out, you're fired.
His opponent from the City of Angels, Daniels!
Mike, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's no fooling around with the Godfather tonight. You obviously feel the confidence that he has in his matchup later on with Mick Foley, but he did. He put it out there. It's win or go home. I mean, they've gotten so much momentum, and he realizes that if they lose tonight, they lose all of that. But I'll tell you something else. As I look at Matt Morgan and Daniels, I'm thinking about this match. You know, title might not be on the line here, but Matt Morgan, not, of course, a member of the main event Mafia, but you got to kind of consider him a part of the main event Mafia. He's been doing a lot of things for him.
He's been doing a lot of their dirty work is what he's been doing.
Well, you call it what you want, and I'll call it what it really is. But the thing about it is that Matt Morgan can go a long way, beating a guy who's held so many championships like Daniels has held. This is just another notch for him to put in his belt, and it'll go a long way in letting the main event Mafia know that this guy's for real. I mean, look at him. I mean, the guy is
there's no question. And when it comes to Matt Morgan, when it comes to the blueprint, the DNA of TNA, he is the perfect physical specimen. That's never been in question. But is he main event Mafia material? It's a question that Kurt Angle has to answer.
You got a question too, Daniels, and I mean, you can see out there he looks good. He's such a great athlete, but we know the damage that was done to that leg that Matt Morgan did. You know, we could go last Thursday. I mean, it was tough to watch. I mean, he had to be taken to the hospital. AJ himself took him to the hospital, and you got to wonder what kind of condition he did.
You know, I was going to break down this match. I was going to talk about the strengths of both of these competitors.
We just saw one.
The first thing that I was going to say was, you know, you can expect Matt Morgan, the blueprint, to go to the power game. And I think that was exemplified right there as he completely overpowers Daniels and tosses him over the top and out to the arena floor. At the same time, Daniels is going to have to stay one step ahead of Morgan. He's going to have to use the speed. He's going to have to use the agility here against the big blueprint. And Morgan's going to do everything within his power to use that power game to wear Daniels down so that the speed and agility have no effect.
Who's the new referee there? Richie Cunningham?
No. That's new referee Jamie Tucker. Richie Cunningham.
He's kind of got that look.
Might get a dated reference one on that.
I was going to say Opie Taylor, but...
Nah, it's really a dated reference.
Well, but I knew you would get it.
Opie Taylor, you sending out a message to the TNA founder, Jeff Jarrett?
He would get it.
He would get it.
I'll tell you what, though. You said it from the beginning. Matt Morgan just knowing what his strengths are and going right at him. Look at this. Well, you got to give Daniels credit there. Nice counter. Nobody will ever say that he doesn't have a great mind.
Whoa! Big missile drop kick off the top by Daniels. Comes right at Morgan one more time. Flying forearm shot in the corner. He's got the big man rocking, but Big Morgan's still on his feet. Able to shove Daniels off into the corner, and he catches a boot as he comes in right in the face.
Daniels not intimidated by the size, but you can't deny the size. I mean, he came off the ropes, he had the momentum, and just that quick it was stopped. I mean, that's, you don't teach that.
Definitely a back-and-forth matchup here in the opening minutes. The power of Big Matt Morgan, the blueprint, quickly cut off by the speed, the top rope move of Daniels, and now Morgan back to the power game, and Daniels has an answer for him, locks him, series of right hands before Morgan cuts him off with a perfectly placed knee.
Wow, knee to the gut, the fist to the back, just doing what he wants every time Daniels tries to get some kind of momentum. Oh, nice shot though by Daniels, just closing that gap, putting
that was the key, just out-quicked him that time, and with Morgan out on the floor, Daniels is going to fly. We talked about speed and agility.
The speed game
and
right
there it is, that suicide dive directly on the blueprint, but Morgan's still on his feet.
Well, Matt Morgan, I mean, it's going to take a lot to take him off of his feet. That's what's so incredible about him. You can see Daniels, though, not going to stop, going right for the head. Daniels feeling it now. One thing about it, he can't let up.
Got the big 7-footer, the 300-pounder. He's got the big man, he's got the blueprint rocking right here, and Daniels going to try and keep that advantage rolling. A forearm shot, taking him from one side of the impact zone floor to the other before the quick reversal, and then Daniels up under the apron, and the split leg moonsault right on the blueprint.
I'll tell you what, first time we've seen Matt Morgan off of his feet here tonight, though, but he got a little nonchalant. It was like he could take everything that Daniels would give him, and he wasn't going to fall. Daniels, you can see, getting the crowd behind him. He's good at that. Matt Morgan got to regroup here, Mike.
That's exactly what the blueprint is doing. But Daniels goes slingshot cross body. And did you see the way he landed right there?
Yeah, he landed a little funny on the leg. And again, we know the leg is hurt.
And that's that left side. That's that left leg, the left knee. Then as we saw in the video package and as Don talked about earlier, that Morgan injured. Daniels hurt, was it 10 days ago on Impact, and he was doing really well up to that point, but he went for that slingshot move, landed down on the arena floor, and he's been favoring the leg and the knee ever since. And here's a big discus clothesline by Morgan.
I mean, you could just sense it from the moment he went for that high-risk move, landed on his feet, landed wrong, and again, the leg's still injured. I mean, he's just an incredible athlete, so he's not going to show it if it doesn't feel it, but he's feeling it now, and now look at this. Matt Morgan, you can see, gonna use that left leg, and right into the steel ring post.
You know, Matt Morgan will be the first to tell you just how bright he is, just how smart he is, and at this point, I've got to say, this is the intelligence of Matt Morgan as he sees an opening, sees a situation that he can take advantage of here, and that's exactly what he's doing against Daniels as he continues to work over the injured left leg.
Yeah, just in total control right now, just using that 167 IQ that he has and just applying it, just whatever it needs to be done. Now look at that, putting the left leg up on the rope. Look at it.
Staked out right on the bottom rope, and 300 pounds of power and pressure right on the leg. And it goes up into the air, and you see the leg drop directly down onto the leg of Daniels.
I hate to see that. I hate to see that for Daniels. This guy's a good kid. I mean, come out here just doing everything he could, just fun to watch, good kid, but Matt Morgan right now has got the whole thing under control. Here come these elbows.
Takes the elbow pads off, and you talk about rapid-fire shots, one after the other to the side of the head of Daniels, who's dazed in the corner, and then the blueprint catches him one more time, and as Daniels comes out to the middle of the ring, gonna go for the side slam. He checked his watch to see if it was elevator time.
It wasn't quite yet.
He decided that
it wasn't
quite.
I looked at mine too, and I think it's a couple minutes away. You got to be in sync on those watches. I'll tell you though, sometimes that's the kind of mistake you don't want to make though, Mike, and I know you know that as well. But he's just so in control of this match and just torquing on the leg as Daniels just in such severe pain. Matt Morgan, think about this guy. He's just been shooting up the ladder. I mean, this guy's star is just rising so fast.
You know,
here's another way.
We talked about his intelligence. Look at this, because at the same time that he's working on the injured leg, did you see that he put the pressure on the opposite side so that Daniels could not use the free leg?
They're doing it again
to kick him out.
Just putting that leg into every single painful hold you can put it in. Daniels basically is one-legged at this point, and Matt Morgan's sending a message here. I know a lot of people people think it's overkill. They think, why is he doing that? Why is he hurting this guy? Well, because Daniels wants everybody to realize what he's all about. How devastating. Watch this. Oh, man, you talk about pure power. Just picked him up and just threw his face right into the turnbuckle.
Choke slam into the corner. Talk about a nonchalant cover as he put the boot right on the chest of Daniels. And Daniels, as you can see, even favoring the leg once again as he tried to get back up to the vertical base. Off the slam. Here comes Morgan. Goes airborne with the elbow drop. But Daniels able to roll out of the way. And Daniels, even though he's operating on one leg, he's staying just one step ahead of the blueprint.
Well, I think that was just a situation getting overconfident by Matt Morgan. Sometimes you just take too long and it can come to haunt you. Now he's just begging Daniels to keep trying, keep hitting him with that jawbreaker. I don't care who you are, that'll make you see stars.
But Morgan cuts off the comeback of Daniels, throttles him around the neck, shoots him off into the corner, but then comes right into the corner where Daniels gets the elbow up. And in spite of the injured leg, Daniels going to go high risk. Maybe it took him a little extra time to get to the top. Morgan cuts him off, but then Daniels rakes the eyes, and from the top, crossbody block, right into the pin. Here's the cover. Jamie Tucker counts 2 and 2 only. Quick roll up here by Daniels. Got the big man down for another near fall.
Daniels, though, just really showing guts. I mean, this guy rolls in.
Crucifix, drop down, right into the pin, but again, just 2.
I guarantee you Matt Morgan will think twice when he looks at elevator time next time.
Yeah, maybe the overconfidence of the blueprint. Matt Morgan is going to come back to haunt him here. Headbutt sends Daniels into the corner. Here he comes again and went for that big boot. Variation of the carbon footprint right there, but Daniels slides out of the way.
Well, that's why you take a win whenever you can. You take a win when you can get it. And right now, Daniels has all the momentum.
Face jam, no. Well, you got to give Daniels credit, don't you?
No,
under
absolutely.
the circumstances.
And he's got to take advantage of it, Mike, because I don't know how much he's got left in that tank. He better finish off Matt Morgan now, because the longer it goes, that leg's going to become a big-time detriment. Like right here.
Morgan stops the offense of Daniels. We talked about the power game. It's on display right there, connecting with the fall-away slam. And as Daniels slowly makes his way back up and still favoring the leg, Morgan just waits for him to get to his feet, and when he does, he takes him up into the air. Oh, that time, out of nowhere, the reversal by Daniels into a DDT-style move.
What a counter.
The cover
1,
again.
2, does he have it? Not enough.
Whoa.
So close. He's got to get it, though, Mike. He has got to get it. He's been close so many times. It's got to be getting into Daniels' head. What does he got to do to put this guy away? Let's face it, he's just going to have to put that pain out of that leg. And look at this. Oh, he went for the BME, and he just couldn't do it.
Boy, it's one of those cases where you might have to adapt as the match goes on. That BME under normal circumstances would probably have given Daniels the win, and instead he gets drilled with the carbon footprint.
That's what happens there when you live by high-risk moves that way, and it was just instinct. He wanted to hit it. He knew he had to hit something devastating to Matt Morgan, so he tried it. The leg wouldn't hold, and now, check your watch.
Here it is. There
down.
it is, pushes the button because it is elevator time. Daniels up.
Done.
Daniels driven down. Referee counts 3.
Here's your winner, the Blueprint, Matt Morgan.
Power, intelligence of the Blueprint leads to the victory. Main Event Mafia has to be impressed, but a courageous effort and defeat by Daniels.
Oh, absolutely, it's got to impress the Main Event Mafia. And when you think about that, he's really shown everybody what he's made of, Mike, today. He's absolutely incredible. What a future.
Let's send it to the back. JB standing by with Dr. Stevie.
I'm here with Daffney and Dr. Stevie, and I have to ask you, with everything that has happened over the last month between you and the Monster Abyss, from you using a taser on him, to kidnapping Lauren, to drugging him in your office and basically committing acts of violence upon a defenseless man, I have to ask you, Dr. Stevie, why on earth do you think it's a good idea tonight to step in the ring, man-on-man, face-to-face with the Monster Abyss?
Why, Jeremy? Why? Open up your mind for a second for me. Chris is like a painting. He's that special painting I've been working on for the past decade. Little stroke here, a little dab here. But sometimes You need to make bigger brushes. You need to step, so to speak, outside of the painting. So not only tonight am I going to step in the ring with Abyss, my friend Abyss, but I have to. I have no choice but to make this match no disqualification. Now, I know what you're thinking. Chris is 6'8", 350 plus pounds.
Yeah.
He's a lot bigger than me.
Yeah.
But I have one advantage. I respect the mind over the body. And where I dominate Chris is right here. I said it before, Jeremy. I own Abyss. Mind, body, and soul. And when our minds exchange out there in that very ring, everyone will find out who the doctor is and who's the patient. Thank you.
Mr. Steve, I love you.
I know.
Turn around, Dr. Stevie, and come face to face with the monster.
Dr. Stevie, look at my face. Look at what I'm willing to go through to get my hands on you. The clock's ticking, Dr. Stevie, and real soon, you're gonna be seeing me up close. Personal.
Dr. Stevie hasn't given up on this monster. It may take a little shock therapy here, but in the end, it's for his own good.
He's got a taser gun.
Good call, Dr. Stevie.
Abyss, I treated you for 10 years. Hours upon hours upon hours. I own you, Chris. Mind, body, and soul.
Dr. Stevie, you tased me. You kidnapped my bestest girl ever, and you drugged me. You know, they treat animals like that. Well, I am not an animal. What I am is one pissed off 350-plus pound monster. Dr. Stevie, we're gonna have one last therapy session together. But don't worry, Dr. Stevie. Because this one's on me.
The monster Abyss looks to end Dr. Stevie's therapy sessions once and for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Victory Road continues with the following no disqualification match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from New York City's Bellevue Hospital, Dr. Stevie!
Professional therapist, huh?
That's good.
Says he owns Abyss, mind, body, and soul. And for those of you who were listening to the pre-match interview, you heard him talk about the no disqualification aspect of this match. What do you think about that?
Oh, he's just throwing it right back at Abyss. That's got to play mind games on the monster. Think about it.
His opponent stands 6 feet 8 inches tall. He weighs 350 pounds. He is the monster.
You see the new ring gear for the 6'8", 350-pound monster. And as I see Abyss with that famed tunnel vision make his way down the ramp, and I look at that new gear, it's almost as if it's significant because it's the cutting of the ties out with the old and with the new. And he wants to do the same when it comes to his therapist, Dr. Stevie.
Well, I look at the new gear and I think to myself, my God, did he realize we're in Orlando, Florida? It's 100 degrees outside. Holy cow. That's just crazy. But that's Abyss. The only thing about this, though, Mike, is he really needs professional help. I mean, look at him. We know how talented he is. All Dr. Stevie has been trying to do from the get-go is to help Abyss realize his potential. He's been trying to help him from the start. He's rejected it. He's just denied it. He's just refused.
And you're just going to continue to give me that BS over and over again. But did you see Dr. Stevie as he slid back into the ring? He took something. What has he got there? Some kind of a weapon. Attacking Abyss, he took it out of his boot or his pants as he slid back into the ring, and now he's throttling Abyss and choking him with it. Almost looks like one of those security batons.
Like a telescope blackjack.
Exactly what that looks like.
That's a technical term. That's what we always call it. And believe it or not, it's actually a part of
his
therapy.
Right. Knew you were headed down that road.
Look at this. He's just finally, I think, maybe Abyss is going to realize what Dr. Stevie's all about here. Listen,
I think all of us know what Dr. Stevie's about, and from the corner mount.
This is hurting Dr. Stevie a lot more than it is Abyss right now. You just don't realize it.
Abyss able to toss him down and then deliver with that big boot to the chest. As Dr. Stevie, who does have a professional wrestling background, is Stevie Richards, out to the floor and in pursuit. Here comes the monster, and he's headed up the ramp. Big shot to the top of the head, sends Dr. Stevie down, and Abyss just waits for him. And as he tries to get away from Abyss, the monster's right on him, grabs him by the back of the head, by the hair, and gonna bring him back towards the ring, and instead, a little bit of a detour over to the guardrail.
It just amazes me what Dr. Stevie is willing to put his body through, what he's willing to go through, just to help this guy become the wrestler that he can be, become the great that he can be.
Rolls Dr. Stevie in, and as Abyss tries to get back in through the ring ropes, Dr. Stevie's there to cut him off. Not too wise to try and outpower the big monster. Try and shoot him off into the ropes, but Abyss isn't budging.
Little kick to the gut, little smack to the chest. Not much result.
Another chop to the chest and zero impact, judging by the reaction of Abyss. Dr. Stevie laying him in there. You can see Abyss telling him there's nothing, and that sends Dr. Stevie down with just one big shot.
I'll tell you what, it just amazes me when I hear a bloodthirsty crowd like this just screaming for this guy's blood, who makes it a mission in his life to help people, to get him on the right path, and then you hear a crowd like this screaming for his own blood. It just sickens me.
Yeah, well, Dr. Stevie makes it a no disqualification match, thinks he's gonna introduce this weapon into the match because it's no DQ and defeat Abyss, but boy, the match has turned completely in the monster's favor ever since that opening minute.
Believe me, if Dr. Stevie gets what he really wants, this match will end in a big hug between these two guys, and they'll realize just how important this therapy is. But you can see now Dr. Stevie will use his speed. Well, he's got to go to the speed game.
Speed game?
Well, you know, listen,
he's in retreat.
You mentioned it. He's wrestling with Stevie Richards, and right now he's got to go find that.
Stevie trying to escape, but Abyss is right on him, meets him up in the crowd here in Orlando at Victory Road. And as the crowd cheers him on, Abyss just continues with big-time shots right to the face and head.
Abyss, you can just see how sick he is. I mean, just the fact that he's just putting that extra oomph in each punch. I mean, he's, you know, not trying to prove a point. He's trying to kill this guy.
Gonna grab him by the hair once again, just using that long hair as a handle. And as he comes down toward the guardrail, Dr. Stevie cuts him off, able to get one shot in, but he gets reversed and sent right into the wall.
Everything he's trying, Abyss just not paying attention to it. Now here he is, grabbing the hair, getting creepy. Dr. Stevie in trouble.
Crowd imploring, yeah, the bloodthirsty crowd in Orlando, as you referred to them, imploring Abyss to do it one more time, and he delivers.
I'll tell you what, folks, it's called karma. There's going to be a day when you all need some psychotherapy help, some shock treatment. Dr. Stevie's door is going to be closed. That's all I'm going to say.
That's going to be closed because of a sign that I see around here at ringside that says Dr. Stevie R.I.P.
These people couldn't afford Dr. Stevie anyway.
7/19/09 is what the sign says, and Dr. Stevie trying to head back towards the six-sided ring, and here comes Abyss back over the guardrail. The big man's got him in his sights.
You got to give him credit for one thing. He's taking a pretty good beating here from the Monster Abyss, and he's still standing. Not very well. Oh, okay, enough's enough.
Steel steps And he was sent face first and head first right into the steel steps that time.
Abyss, I'm trying to read his face. That's a
little tough to do under the mask, isn't it?
Oh, man, look at this. Now, that's what I'm talking about. That's where it's gone too far. Dr. Stevie is busted open. Well, this bloodthirsty crowd got what they wanted.
And Dr. Stevie's head, you can see the blood flowing from the head after being sent face first.
No, not again.
Right into the steps. And again, the crowd demands it, and again, Abyss delivers, and again! Oh, this is brutal. This is violent.
It's getting hard even for you to watch.
And the referee, intimidated, even though it's no disqualification, Andrew Thomas runs from the Monster Abyss as blood flows all over the arena floor. Gonna roll him back in, and boy, Dr. Stevie looks like he's in serious, serious trouble here.
You know, it's maybe one of those times where Dr. Stevie doesn't want to give up on this guy. That's why he's taking this beating, because he truly loves Abyss and he wants to see him get better. But it may be one of those, Mike, where you just wash your hands of it. I hate to see him do it because it's been such a project for him, but obviously Abyss just can't be helped.
And you have to wonder, the longer this match goes, is this a case where Abyss is going to go for a pin? Is he going to try and get the 1, 2, 3? Or is he going to try and just continue to dish out pain and punishment?
Well, he's obviously snapped. He's ripping his clothes. He's just gone nuts. Oh, listen to this crowd. I mean, they're encouraging this crazy man. Oh!
Big, powerful shot to the chest of Dr. Stevie. And Abyss headed outside. Gonna look for a weapon, gonna take the steel chair from around the ringside area and introduce that. And it's no DQ because of?
Well, Dr. Stevie was hoping that by saying that, it would snap in the cerebellum somewhere in Abyss's brain, or is it the cerebrum? One of the two.
I don't know. You're making
I
it
gotta
up.
ask Dr. Wayne Cowan when I get a chance, but the bottom line is he's hoping that the light switch would go on and say, hey, I'm gonna make it so it's no DQ. Are you really gonna do this kind of damage? And it obviously is.
Boy, a shot like that and the light switch is gonna go off instead of go on for Dr. Stevie.
Yeah.
Thrown right into the steel chair.
I'm tapping out right here if I'm
just
Dr. Stevie.
hung out over the middle rope. There's just no life left.
Some people you just can't help, and Abyss is one of them. Oh, come on.
Speaking of shock treatment.
Here we go.
Dr. Stevie up to the shoulders of Abyss. Gonna take him around, just toying with him, and here it comes. There's the shock treatment. Backbreaker.
The sacrifice that man has made. Oh, man, it's ended.
Now it's time for the pin.
Oh! Now that's what I'm talking about. All right, Daffney coming down.
She's got that taser in her hand.
Well,
she's got the taser gun. Oh, and Dr. Stevie with the low blow on Abyss. Referee distract. Look at Lauren.
Oh, come on.
Our broadcast colleague pulls Daffney off the ring apron.
You better be careful, Lauren. If I'm you, I'd get the hell. Oh!
And then shoves down Daffney.
Yeah, there you go. Run.
And Lauren goes over to confer with Abyss, but at the same time, that leaves the taser gun for Dr. Stevie.
Well, Dr. Stevie's got to use it now. It's no DQ. I mean, let's face it. Abyss, you wanted no DQ? Well, Dr. Stevie gave it to you. And here we go.
Not exactly how I remembered it, but if that's the story you're telling,
whoa!
Let me tell you about a black hole slam. Taser goes flying.
Just pin him. Oh, no, you monster. Listen to this crowd.
They seem to be saying use it, use it, use it in reference to the taser. Lauren at ringside.
I'll tell you what.
For Abyss, she came down, took out Daffney. And now, here comes the taser gun.
Don't even. Don't. Abyss, you'll never be able to dig yourself out of this hole. No! Whoa! Holy cow, you can feel the skin smoke, and he just cooked him.
Well, you can smell it all the way over here at the broadcast table. The burning
split. End it.
Here's your winner, the Monster Abyss.
Mafia proud of your boy, Mike.
After everything that he has had to deal with over the course of the past several months from Dr. Stevie, well, to see the Monster Abyss succeed like this, and there you see that feel-good moment.
It's feel good, isn't it? Oh, that's wonderful. Let me tell you how wonderful it is, Lauren. You better keep your eye out for Daffney. That's going to be a meeting that might look good on paper. It's going to go bad for you.
We talked about that significance of his new ring gear, cutting all ties, and as we take a look at the replay, look at the taser gun and the damage that it does.
Well, the force that he used, he just put all 350 pounds of muscle behind it, right into the chest of Dr. Stevie, and I'll tell you, everybody's going to look at Dr. Stevie as the bad guy here, and they'll never know what he was really trying to do.
Therapy sessions for the Monster Abyss no longer necessary as he gains revenge tonight at Victory Road. You know, Don, in terms of TNA's future, tonight's pay-per-view, Victory Road, it just may be the most important event ever in company history.
Well, I mean, think about it, how important it is, one way or the other. You heard Kurt Angle. It's all or nothing. He told the guys, Kevin Nash, he told Booker T, Scott Steiner, if you lose, don't even bother coming back. You're gone. You're fired. That's how important it is, and that's what he feels about tonight getting all those belts. Now, I understand, Mike, that Mick Foley himself is also trying to give some kind of a motivational speech himself, but he's got Beer Money and AJ Styles. Let's go to the locker room with Mick Foley.
You guys know what's at stake here tonight, right? It's all about these. Storm, man, hold on to that thing. We got to, because Kurt's got his guys fired up. He's told them a win isn't good enough. They need 1, 2, 3s. They're not looking to beat us. They're looking to dominate us. And rest assured, I may not have been the best boss in the world, but at least I didn't go messing with your jobs. The truth is, we come back Thursday night on Impact, and those belts, should they all be in the Mafia possession, all of our jobs are in jeopardy, including mine. Storm, Bobby, I watched you guys wrestle a long time ago, a year and a half. You guys meshed, became the best tag team in the world. You've only been a tag team for a year and a half. Remember, when you're in there with Booker and Scotty, these are seasoned veterans. These are guys who grew up on tag team wrestling with brothers, and now they're like brothers. They will work to exploit you, and in their mind, they're going to take you to school. So don't let it happen. Don't let them mess with your heads, because that's what they're really good at. AJ, likewise. We all know about that temper, man. You don't think Nash is going to try to exploit that, try to get you to get hot? I mean, he sees that Legends title, you know how badly he wants that thing. I mean, don't sell Kevin short. Not only is he big, not only is he strong, he's the craftiest player in the game. He will get inside your head if you let him. And please, guys, I'm not saying this is a joke. I'm saying let's take the pressure off, okay? Let's hold on to these championship belts so when it comes crunch time, you're not counting on me to be the sole defender of the honor of TNA. I believe in you. I'm behind you, and tonight, let's do it for TNA. You guys in? You guys in? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. You would think that after 22 World Tag Team titles, we would have earned just a little bit of respect from the British invasion.
There it is, 3D by 3D, pin, here we go. Rob Terry has got the referee distracted. Wait a minute, Brother Ray up top.
Oh my God!
Doug Williams gonna get involved as well. Oh, there goes Williams through the table.
But look at this, super kick.
Beer Money Incorporated, and they win the tag team title.
3D, they let the British invasion distract them.
I guess that's how those bitches roll across the pond. It's a tragedy. We actually thought those boys had potential.
Look at the three of us. As a unit, we're the best you've ever seen. Our motivation is simple: to take what is rightfully ours, our place on top of the tag team division.
You see, Beer Money had your same problem until Team 3D took them to school. And I guarantee you, you will learn to obey and abide by Team 3D's rules.
Brutus Magnus coming over the guardrail from the far side. Oh, knockout blow to the head of Brother Ray. Magnus draping the arm of Booker across the prone body of Brother Ray. And it was the Brits' involvement again, this time that cost 3D.
They screwed us
at Slammiversary, and they screwed us 2 weeks ago in the #1 contenders match against Booker and Steiner. British Invasion at Victory Road. Me and Devon got one thing on our mind: revenge. The British Invasion prepares to battle Team 3D.
Time for our second title bout tonight at Victory Road. It's the first of 2 tag team championship matches. The IWGP tag titles on the lines. Here's the taglines. Team 3D blames its loss of the TNA World Tag titles and the defeat in the ensuing #1 contenders match to interference from the British Invasion. And while Brother Ray, Brother Devon look at tonight's match in terms of vengeance, the Brits envision Victory Road as their opportunity to capture these internationally recognized belts. Ramifications of this match important for both teams. Not only would a victory put Brutus, Magnus, and Doug Williams on the worldwide wrestling map, it would also leave Team 3D titleless and without their upcoming New Japan bookings.
The IWGP Tag Team Championship. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first the challengers, accompanied by Rob Terry from the United Kingdom, Brutus, Magnus, and Doug Williams. They are the British Invasion.
Well, I know you've been very supportive of the British Invasion, and I even have to admit that I've been impressed with how quickly that they have taken TNA by storm. Can't exactly say that I agree with their method, but I have to agree that they've moved right into a big-time prominent title match.
Your opponents from New York City, the IWGP Tag Team Champions, Brother Ray, Brother Devon, Team 3D.
You know, Mike, I agree with you. One thing they've done is they've allowed themselves to put themselves in a position to get an opportunity, and by making sure that they're always there. They've now got this chance for the IWGP New Japan Tag Team title belts, and that's exactly what they wanted. Make a name for themselves. They know they're in hostile territory. You heard this crowd. Of course, they're fully behind Team 3D. But the British Invasion don't care about that. They're out there to make sure that everybody knows who they are, that people won't forget who they are, and think about what will happen to Team 3D tonight. The British Invasion get the win.
The close-up look of Brother Ray, and if you were reading his lips, you saw that 3D is looking for one thing, and you saw that word on his lips, and that word is revenge. Had a chance to talk with him and asked him earlier today, if you lose these New Japan IWGP World Tag Team titles, and talk about exactly what it means, they're going to be without those upcoming New Japan bookings and also the huge paydays that go along with those Japanese tours. As you see, the American flag brought in by Brother Ray. We talked about it during the taglines, the potential for this match to be career-changing. It's exactly what it could be. Team 3D headed down the British Invasion, making their way up the ladder of success.
I mean, think about how far they will have fallen so fast if British Invasion gets that win tonight. I mean, just a couple months ago, you are the TNA Tag Team Champions. You are the New Japan Tag Team Champions. I mean, you have it all. You're on top of the mountain 22 times. People are buying your merchandise. Everybody's going nuts. And here in this short period of time, buddy, they could be hitting that ground hard. They could be putting themselves in a hole they can't get out of. And their British Invasion, well, they've had their game plan. And they have stuck to it no matter who likes it or didn't like it. And here they are with a chance at really bringing 3D down all the way, Mike.
Strategy may be questionable, but not the results for the British Invasion. It's Brutus Magnus, it's Doug Williams to compete in the ring, but also keep in mind when you face the Brits, you got to keep your eyes on that big man at ringside, that big insurance policy, the muscle man, Big Rob Terry.
It's going to be a great matchup to watch because the athleticism, I believe, goes to the British Invasion. I mean, Doug Williams and Brutus Magnus, I mean, they're just incredible athletes, and they have such a different style in the ring. I mean, this guy right now, Doug Williams, is so impressive. Everybody talks about him. They might not like him personally, but there's not a single person in that locker room that won't tell you how good he is. And I know you would agree to that as well.
I think when you're talking about mat wrestling, and you talk about the abilities of a Doug Williams, and you talked about 3D, I think Doug Williams would be recognized as maybe the better mat wrestler. 3D, they're going to go to the power game, no question about that. Try and exploit their strength, their size advantage. The athleticism of the Brits of the British Invasion, that's never been in question. Not only Williams as a wrestler, but Brutus Magnus as a big-time competitor, big-time athlete. Yeah. The UK Gladiators program.
I mean, he is. He's just an athlete. I mean, he's just a physical specimen. But this is what 3D does well. Pure power. They're going to give you power, followed by more power, followed by some strength, followed by some muscle, followed by some power.
Just like that leg drop right into a pin for Devon. And referee Slick Johnson, who was in the middle of the controversy.
Well, maybe not muscle and Bubba's kick, but you know what I mean.
Of our first title match tonight involving the TNA Knockouts. Slick watches as Team 3D takes Magnus overhead.
Well, right now they're taking him to school. I mean, you don't win 22 championships for nothing.
Yeah, this is about vengeance for Brother Ray and Brother Devon, and a little flip-flop and fly here for Magnus, which is punctuated by an elbow shot to the top of the head, then one for Doug Williams, who comes in, and there's the big clothesline, takes down Magnus.
Right now, they're doing whatever they want, when they want. Holy cow. Impressive. Not going to argue with you.
Yeah, 3D, they came out with their game faces on. We detailed it for you, everything that they were gunning for in terms of revenge against the British Invasion, and they have delivered it to this point.
You know, I believe the game plan that the British Invasion are using here is they know that the emotion is going to be hot with 3D. They know they're going to come out fired up, and they know that if they can just let this thing go longer and longer, then their athleticism is going to take over, and it's a situation where, you know, you're so wrapped up in it. It's all you can think about is getting in that ring, and your adrenaline is so hot, and then, believe it or not, you burn out quicker, and I think that's what British Invasion's planning, and you can see maybe a little of that starting to happen.
Got to agree with you. It's exactly what we're seeing unfold here. Williams went for that European uppercut off that middle rope, and that really helped turn the tide of this match. I mean, how many times have you seen it, let's say in a big-time football game, where that team is looking for revenge? They've had that loss in the past that they're looking to avenge, and they come out so strong in the first half.
Right.
But then over the long haul, over all 4 quarters, that maybe isn't the case, and the best team wins in the end.
Yeah, good analogy, and that's exactly what the British Invasion are doing. And they know that this is going to be a war out there. They know that. They're prepared for it. They wouldn't have put themselves in harm's way like they've done. I mean, they put themselves right in the middle of it. And yeah, they've been criticized for it, so they're not afraid of any kind of confrontation. Oh, but Brother Ray's showing some incredible speed there.
And connects with the slam. Motions to Devon to head to the top, headed for probably the what's up, but instead that's Big Rob with the interference that we talked about earlier.
Well, it's a situation where the referee not paying attention, and, you know, that's the only person you can blame in that situation. Rob Terry took advantage of what he saw. So, referee, focus somewhere else.
Williams putting the boot across the throat and the neck of Brother Ray, and then right back to the offensive with the punch.
British Invasion just taking control. Did you see Doug Williams spinning around outside, getting the shot, and putting him right over there to Brutus Magnus as he takes a shot? And now you're going to see a little double team action.
Double team effort by the Brits. They necktie Brother Ray and drive him right down to the mat.
I tell you, they are impressive. Just doing what they want to do when they want to do it.
And with Brother Ray positioned against the middle rope, you see Magnus putting his weight, his pressure across the back of Ray, and Big Rob from outside trying to get a cheap shot in. And now Magnus is going to work on the arm of Brother Ray as he takes him over to the corner, and Doug Williams from the outside connects with the shot. Williams is now legal.
You got to like how they've kept Brother Ray over there on their side, not allowing Devon to get in this matchup, and everything Brother Ray's doing, just throwing punches, trying to fight back, trying to see an opening to get over there to Devon, but he just can't do it right now. And the British Invasion just really working together. You know, you think of teamwork, you think of a 3D, you think of a beer money. But you know what? I'm seeing teamwork from the British Invasion that these other teams are going to envy. I mean, look at this. They had to take the onslaught that 3D gave them from the very beginning. They weathered that storm. They took everything that Brother Ray and Brother Devon gave them, and now they're just doing whatever they want. Again, another shot by Doug Williams. This guy's so impressive, and Brutus Magnus is just going to get nothing but better. Better and better. When I think of the word potential, I think of two people. I think of him and Matt Morgan, and Matt Morgan's already starting to realize it, and this guy, wow, he can go that same distance.
Double team effort from the Brits with that back body drop for Brother Ray, and Magnus and Williams continue the beatdown. Pin attempt, Magnus on top, going to try and win the tag titles here, but no, 2 only.
Just not quite enough. Is one thing you know about Brother Ray, you got to kill him to beat him. I mean, he's not going to give in easily, and it just, he's got that extra something that, not ready to get that shoulder pin just yet. Look at though, Magnus just giving one and taking one. Again, seeing if he can take him down. But oh, that was one of those that once Brother Ray got to his feet, you could just kind of feel the tide turning a little bit. I think that's a situation where the inexperience there by Brutus Magnus, he maybe should have got a tag into Doug Williams, done a double team move. Sometimes you just get caught up in the moment and you think that you're going to beat somebody one-on-one, but that's all right. You're going to make these mistakes. One thing about the British Invasion, they just show you how deep the tag team division is here in TNA, and I still think, even though Brother Devon's taking it right now, they got control of this match when you think about it.
Devon shot off into the ropes, able to come back, shoulder block first, takes down Williams, hangman neck breaker for Brutus Magnus. Big throttle move, choke slam on Magnus and Williams, and the Brits really being destroyed here by Devon, the fresh man, and he drops down right into the pin. Slick Johnson counts 2.
Well, you said the key word, the fresh man. I mean, he sat there while Brother Ray took a beating like nobody's business, and he was able to get himself rested and psyched up.
Side slam, and no, just as he goes for the pin on Williams, Magnus in for the save.
I'll tell you, that's impressive, though. Brutus Magnus knowing exactly where he was at the exact time. I mean, it was the last split second, but he broke it up. Oh.
Here goes Brother Ray, right into the pin, and no! Williams able to kick out before 3. Motion made by Brother Ray to Devon for the double team.
Here they go, this is their chance.
Here it is, Brother Ray's got the pin,
no! I'll tell you what, Doug Williams, man, showing resilience there. But you can see that Brother Ray is psyched up. I mean, after he hit that rock bottom that he uses, you know, just that force.
Gonna go for the what's up one more time. Big Rob coming outside. Referee Johnson there to cut him off, and here it is, right through the uprights.
Perfectly placed. The experience, but this is one thing about the British Invasion. They're so young and they're getting so much experience in this ring right now.
You can hear the crowd at Victory Road, and they are rocking the impact zone. The chance to get the tables, and Devon's going to bring the wood and slide it into Brother Ray. Outside interference by Big Rob Terry on Devon, which Brother Ray never saw. As he sets up the tables, he turns right into the double team from both of the Brits, from Magnus and Williams. Referee going to try and get the table out of play. British Invasion continue the double team, go for the double back body drop. But that backfires on him, and Magnus going to be tossed out to the floor. Full Nelson going to go for the Bubba Bomb here, but instead Big Rob in, and Big Rob Terry takes down Doug Williams with the clothesline, and then Team 3D sends him out to the floor.
And here you go, you can see the 3D. 1, 2, they got it.
Here are your winners and still IWGP Tag Team Champions, Team 3D!
Whoa, 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 whoa! Here comes the Sheik Abdul-Bashir. Here comes Japan's Kiyoshi as well. We have seen them aligned with the British Invasion recently, and they are here to come right out on Team 3D just after Brother Ray and Brother Devon retain their IWGP New Japan tag titles.
Well, they might have won the battle, but they didn't win this war. As you can see, Bashir and Kiyoshi coming out and making sure that Team 3D realizes what they're going to go through to get that victory. And that's what makes this team so rock solid. They have each other's backs. They know it's a journey, and they're on it. And yeah, they may not have gotten those titles just yet, but...
And all of a sudden, 3D turns it around on Bashir and Kiyoshi, and it looks like the Sheik's in trouble, and, well, they demanded it. They asked for somebody to be put through the wood to go through the tables. You wanted the tables?
Oh, my God. That was up in the lights.
Loving it at Victory Road as the crowd responds to Team 3D.
Good night for 3D. You got to give it to them. You know, I was saying before the match that I didn't quite think the British Invasion was ready, but they were so impressive. And you know that they're going to go so far, but good night for 3D. But the British Invasion, they're not done, Mike.
Yes, the celebration continues for Team 3D. Mike and Don back at ringside. They remain New Japan IWGP Tag Team Champions, but we've got to address this controversial situation from earlier tonight from our opening match, the knockout match involving Angelina Love and Tara.
I'm not really quite sure what the controversy is all about. It was a situation where the referee didn't see the leg up on the rope. I'm not sure if the leg was firmly planted on the rope. The bottom line was it was counted a 3 count. Angelina Love got her title back. I don't think it was anywhere near as controversial as what Tara did to get the first title.
We're going to try and get to the bottom of this. We're going to send it to the back. Our broadcast colleague Lauren is standing by. She's going to try and get an answer from the official involved in this match. Lauren is in the back with Slick Johnson. Go ahead, take it, Lauren.
Slick Johnson, tonight in the TNA Women's Knockout Championship match, many backstage are saying that you made a bad call, which in turn cost the TNA Knockout Champion, Tara, the title. Now, in the match, Tara's foot is clearly still on the ropes before the 3 count. I'm sure you've seen the footage. What was going through your mind after you saw it?
I mean, what can I say, Lauren? You know, I made a mistake, and I cost Tara the knockout title. I feel terrible, but, you know, I'm only human. Mistakes are going to be made. You know, that's just the way it is. I was out of position. I clearly did not see her foot on the ropes. But and unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And the ref's decision is final. But I tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to Mr. Cornette, and I'm going to recommend that Tara gets a rematch at the appropriate time. So, you know, Tara, I'm sorry.
Lauren, thank you very much for staying on top of this situation. Slick apologizes. Tara does deserve that rematch.
Well, Tara needs to just quit dwelling on it. That's so in the past. It was so an hour ago. It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest at Victory Road is a special challenge match scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the corner of Sharmell in this contest, Sojo Bolt.
Very interesting scenario in this upcoming matchup involving the female faction of the main event Mafia. Booker T's wife, Sharmell, brought Sojo Bolt on as a trainer. She's going to be in her corner. She's been working with Sharmell in anticipation of this match. She's going to be at ringside.
And the first participant in this match from Houston, Texas, Sharmell.
I got to tell you, Mike, personally, this is a hard match for me because of what both of these women have meant to the main event Mafia. I mean, you look at Sharmell, she's the first lady of the main event Mafia. I mean, she is gorgeous. I always say she dresses like a James Bond woman. I mean, she looks like she get right into the film. But you think about what Jenna's done, too, in her own right, about the work and her money and how they were able to use that to bring in Samoa Joe to the fold. But it's one of those situations where you just got to sit back, call what you see, because it's just a little mixed emotions on this one.
former TNA Knockout Champion, Awesome Kong, making her way down to ringside. Jenna Morasca's got all those millions from both her investments as well as the Survivor Amazon TV show. And she got the dominant force when it comes to the knockouts to work with her, to train her, and to be in her corner in anticipation of this Main Event Mafia versus Main Event Mafia match.
I will survive. I'm gonna make it.
And Sharmell's opponent in this contest from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Jenna Morasca.
Well, I know you are torn because of the allegiance to the Main Event Mafia that you have, and I think it's really an interesting dichotomy between Jenna and Sharmell. You talked earlier about Sharmell. I mean, she's been a part of the wrestling business, her association with Booker T for years, and many people would say, are you okay, Don?
I'm just trying to figure out who gets the camera shot there. How do they figure out who's going to get that camera shot? Do they draw straws? Do they flip coins? Is it one on a drinking game? I mean, come on. Who gets the shot? But as I look at Awesome Kong, I will say this.
Can I get back to my interesting dichotomy?
Oh, please do. The fact that you could use dichotomy is great.
The fact that Sharmell has been in the
interesting
wrestling
dichotomy
business
that we were looking at there.
That's what I thought it was. She almost has everything to lose in this match is what I'm trying to get to. At the same time, Jenna Morasca, pretty much the opposite of Sharmell. She bought her way into the Main Event Mafia. She's got that confidence in Awesome Kong. And you wonder, really, after this match, how the Main Event Mafia is going to look at both of these ladies.
One thing I will respect that Jenna Morasca did is going out and getting Awesome Kong. I mean, if you're going to have someone in your corner, good call.
Yeah,
good choice.
Pretty tough to do better than Awesome Kong. And Sharmell and Jenna going to square off, and Sharmell with the knee right in the midsection.
You know, on a serious note here, Mike, and I mean this, one thing that's missing out here when you look at Sharmell, one person that you know wants to be out here more than anybody in the world, and that's Booker T. And that shows you how important those tag team titles are to Booker T and Scott Steiner, because he has no choice but to be back in the back, concentrating on what's coming up later tonight.
Yeah, and at the same time, the potential that Booker T and Scott Steiner, this could be their last night in TNA. Think about that. That shows you how important it is because of the law that was laid down by Kurt Angle earlier.
Well, speaking of Booker T, Sharmell obviously showing what she's learned from being married to a man who's held so many championships, and she's taking control of this match here from the start. I like how she comes out here in the dress, too. I mean, that's class. That's exotic. That's Sharmell. I'm not rooting for anybody here. I'm just saying. Pretty cool.
Sharmell with the first pin attempt here on Jenna. Not able to put her away, and goes down for a little bit of a conference at ringside with Sojo. Sojo Bolt not only cheering her on, but maybe giving her some strategy as well. Jenna's in trouble at this point, and
I don't think she's dealt with anything like this at Survivor. I mean, this is just a beatdown right now. Let's see how tough she is. We know she is, because you can't make it through week after week like she did. But
camel clutch, submission hold applied, cranking back on the head, the neck of Jenna Morasca. And boy, you can just tell the confidence level rising here. Pretty cocky look on the face of Sharmell. We saw that close-up look, almost a concerned look on the face of Awesome Kong. Cross-body block attempt by Jenna right into the pin, and a 2 count from referee Earl Hebner.
Situation where she caught Sharmell by surprise coming off those ropes. Both these gals just, you know, it was one of those things where it was just inevitable. And that's what you got to admire this. Put it in the ring. Let them work it out that way. They couldn't get along. They couldn't see eye to eye. It just had to happen.
Sharmell paintbrushing Jenna and then standing on her hair as she lifts her up and just continues what has been a beatdown right from the opening bell.
Holy cow. If I'm Jenna, I'd grab some of those millions I've made and pay her off right now. Say, I'm done. I'll tell you what, though, she's tough. She's taking it.
And Sharmell right back to the offensive.
Oh, nice jawbreaker.
Jenna answers. Going to go with an offensive move and try and shoot her across into the ropes. The quick reversal, and you see the outside interference from Sojo Bolt.
Well, here comes Kong, gonna go over there and take it out on Sojo. Look at her just flying out of that ring as though Hebner trying to get control. And now you see the double team on Jenna.
Sojo helps out. Sharmell rolls Jenna over and goes for the pin. Not able to put her away. And you see the frustration from Sharmell here, unhappy with referee Hebner.
I'll tell you what, Kong looks a little agitated over there. She's somebody that won't forget something like that. But how about Jenna fighting back, getting the shoulder up? Taking the double team action from both of them and showing she's got no quit.
Trying to fight back out of the corner, gets the boot up, but well, Sharmell has had much of the offense in this match and continues that time. A slap, a shot in the corner.
Always felt like she had the slight advantage just by being in this business for 10 years, but now you see Jenna just paintbrushing, trying to fight back, giving her a little bit of her own medicine.
Yeah, open hand slaps from Jenna. And then from the mount. And Sharmell and Jenna battling here. Almost turned into a cat fight with referee Hebner right in the mix.
Hebner. Earl, pay attention what's going on out there.
Oh, I think he's paying attention.
What?
Trying to pull Jenna Morasca off of Sharmell, and look at that.
A little bit of some extensions, I think.
I hope they're extensions.
Oh, Sharmell. Oh, you don't mess with Sharmell's hair.
And Jenna looks like a bullfighter out there. Oh! Sojo goes flying off the apron right onto Kong at ringside as Sharmell came charging over to the corner.
Well, this definitely gives Jenna a big advantage knowing that Sojo's out. Look at Kong relishing in this, enjoying it. Don't know how to describe that. Sharmell wants it back. Oh!
Wow! Kong from outside with the knockout blow potentially here. And is Jenna going to go for the cover and the pin?
Well, I think she better take advantage of it while she's got it. Here it is.
You talking about the pin?
Someone get the video camera.
Here's your winner, Jenna Morasca.
Well, in the battle of the main event Mafia females, Jenna Morasca gets the win, and you see a little post-match party here, a little celebration with Awesome Kong.
Well, she's trying to, I think, get Kong to celebrate with her, but
I think she wants to get on Kong's shoulders, maybe? Is that what she's doing?
Oh, here you go. She wants Kong to hold her up high.
Oh, little float wave, little victory wave here for everybody.
Eugene got a thing going on there.
Jenna Morasca gets the win over Sharmell.
What in the world is going on now? Jenna's getting in Kong's face?
Maybe she wanted more.
What the heck?
You gotta be kidding. Jenna. Oh, come on, Jenna. Are you nuts?
Are you out of your
What could she possibly be complaining
mind?
about? What was she complaining about?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just feeling a little cocky after the win, but... Oh! Wow. Jenna Morasca
was 25.
Yeah. Holy cow, what in the world?
Somebody get a spatula for Jenna after that big splash by Awesome Kong. Try and regroup here, DW, and do the best you can. To the back, JB with Kevin Nash.
I am here in the locker room of the main event Mafia. Big sexy Kevin Nash set to do battle tonight for the Legends Championship against the phenomenal one AJ Styles. And I have to ask you, we heard Mick Foley earlier rallying the troops. And then on the flip side of things, we heard what Kurt Angle said to every member of the main event Mafia. Point blank, to reiterate, he said, if you do not come out victorious tonight, Kevin Nash, you or any other member of the main event Mafia that does not win is done, is out. What do you think of that?
I mean, I commend Kurt. You're talking about a gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist that went out and won a gold medal for this country with a broken neck. You're talking about being rallied? Hey, you know what the thing is? We're Mafia. Those guys, what Foley did, those guys have been here, what, 5, 6, 7 years? They're in the same place now as they were then. So what? Mick comes in with his mullet and gives them an excuse. Oh, you're still young. You can still pull this off. Look at me. Garbage. Garbage. You know what? But it isn't up to Kurt. Because if I don't get the job done tonight, I'll retire. That's how confident I am. I'm Mafia. Kurt's got the troops ready. Tonight's our night. Tonight we do it Mafia style. And Big Sexy is going to win the Legends Championship. That's a guarantee.
Kevin Nash, you want to give everybody a history lesson of what you accomplished in the wrestling business. You said you took wrestling companies to the next level.
We took it, we made it a business.
You changed them for the worse.
I am a legend. When you go out on the autograph circuit, that belt put around some little kid's shoulder adds about $3-4 grand to the day because everybody wants to get a picture with the strap.
We were better off without you. You took advantage of the system. And other people suffered because you had to make the money. You had to make the big money, didn't you, Kev?
Well, then, in '96, I barely made 7 figures.
Well, that's not what it's about. I swear, I'd wrestle for free. For the love of the game, it's not about the money.
To me, this is a business and it's a job. I'm here for one thing and one thing only. That's to make money.
And at Victory Road, you have cashed your last paycheck.
Big Sexy Kevin Nash looks to cash in as AJ Styles defends his TNA Legends Championship.
Time for our third championship match at Victory Road, the Legends title. And boy, this is a big one for both the Main Event Mafia and the TNA Originals. We're going to break it down for you with the Legends list. And when the challenger, Kevin Nash, looks at that Legends title belt, he doesn't see a trophy. He just sees the increase in earnings that accompanies that championship. While the champion AJ Styles looks at the Legends title with a sense of accomplishment, the outspoken rant at Nash's selfishness shows his disrespect. We heard it earlier tonight, Kurt Angle settle for nothing less than perfection. For Kevin Nash, it boils down to one thing and one thing only: win the match, capture the championship, or lose your spot in the Main Event Mafia, and that's pressure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the TNA Legends Championship. Scheduled for one fall, introducing first the challenger, representing the Main Event Mafia from Detroit, Michigan, Big Sexy Kevin Nash.
No question, pressure-filled situation for the challenger. But boy, when it comes to Big Sexy Kevin Nash, he's always so cool. And as we just saw in the pre-match interview, he certainly sounded confident tonight in spite of this must-win situation.
Well, I mean, think about it, what he said, how he feels. If he doesn't win, he doesn't want to be here. I mean, in his mind, he can't win this matchup, it's over. I mean, that's really putting the pressure on yourself, but that's what you have to do to come out of there with the gold.
His opponent from Gainesville, Georgia, the TNA Legends Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles!
We talked about that self-imposed pressure from the Main Event Mafia, the Godfather, the boss, Kurt Angle, insisting that Kevin Nash get the win tonight or else he's out. Boy, at the same time, there's potentially an equal amount of pressure on AJ Styles when it comes to representing the TNA Original.
I'll be honest, Mike, if AJ Styles wins right here, I think he takes the air out of the tire because he's basically stopped the demand. The drama starts right here tonight with the Main Event Mafia is concerned. I mean, AJ Styles can stop the whole onslaught right here. Yes, it's important if Booker T and Scott Steiner get the win, and Kurt. Let's keep in mind, Kurt's put all that pressure on these guys. Hey, he's still got to deal with the unpredictable Mick Foley here later on tonight, but I was talking with Kevin, and I know that you know that this was going to be his game plan, but he said, Don, I know that I can't sit out there and be 20 minutes in a match with AJ Styles. I'm not an idiot. I know what an athlete AJ is. But Where I've got to get him is get him early, get him hard. You're going to see this guy go at it from the get-go, from the bell.
Oh, Kevin Nash, if he's going to succeed, I think he does. I think he's got to get it over quick. At the same time, the longer the match goes, advantage AJ Styles. When you talk about a difference in-ring styles for Kevin Nash and AJ, and that is certainly the case as the big man is going to face the high-flying, the aerial expert, the phenomenal one, the reigning champion.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how AJ approaches it. We know what Kevin Nash is going to do. He's going to go hard, go strong, go early. I mean, that's what he's got to do. He just doesn't have the legs to go out there and stay long. You can see right now AJ going after the wheels right from the start, Mike.
Well, at the same time, you would anticipate that AJ's going to have sort of a hit-and-run type offense. You talked about going after the wheels of big, sexy Kevin Nash. And as you can see, the first two offensive moves were kicks by AJ, directed at the lower body, at the legs, and in particular at the knees of Kevin Nash. And those of you that know your wrestling history, your background, you know that Kevin Nash has gone under the knife on many, many occasions when it comes to knee surgeries, Don, both related to his basketball and his wrestling careers.
Well, I'll tell you what, you saw AJ go for that single leg takedown, and here he is going for it again. Kevin used brute force the last time, and now AJ grabs both of them, and Kevin just goes right to the ropes. I mean, you got to give AJ credit. He's got his game plan. It's a good one. Making sure that... Oh, nice shot.
And it almost the game plan of AJ potentially could neutralize the game plan of Kevin Nash to get it over with quick. As AJ, we talked about hit and run, he stays one step ahead of the big man.
Well, he's trying to psych out Kevin Nash. That's not something you're going to do. Kevin knows what a great athlete he is, but I'll tell you what, he's showing him. He's showing him, he's showing the crowd just how acrobatic he can be. The bottom line, though, is if Kevin Nash can get him grounded in any way, shape, or form, then it's a whole different ball game.
Well, we talked about the pre-match confidence of Kevin Nash, and we're seeing that transferred to AJ Styles, almost as if what's gone on here in the first 2 minutes of this match has really risen the confidence level of AJ.
No, and you know, he doesn't lack confidence against anybody, that's for sure, but you're right. I think he's seeing that in his mind, he thinks it's going to be easier than it is. But this is where it can get tough. If Kevin Nash can get him, force him into the corner somewhere, use that weight, lean on him a little bit, that's the only way you're going to beat an AJ Styles in this kind of a matchup.
We broke it down for you in the pre-match bullet points, the fact that AJ not happy about Kevin Nash talking about this wrestling business being just for one thing, the opportunity to make more money. We talked about that disrespect, and Nash just continues the onslaught as finally he gets the offense rolling here with a series of knees in the corner as AJ just crumbles.
Well, that's exactly where AJ didn't want to be, and that's exactly what Kevin Nash has to do. He trapped him over there in the corner, and then big knees, the same knees that AJ's trying to take out. Well, he made sure he felt them, made sure that AJ knew that they're still fine.
You know, at the same time as we talked about
Sorry,
AJ Styles, the disrespect that he had for Kevin in terms of Kevin's goals in the professional wrestling business. I can tell you, however, that there is a level of respect for Kevin Nash towards AJ. I recently had that interview, that sit-down interview with Kevin that aired on our Impact broadcast, and this part was edited out because of time constraints. But Kevin Nash compared AJ Styles, his in-ring ability, to Shawn Michaels. And when you think about the history that Kevin Nash has had, the respect that he has for Shawn Michaels, that's quite a compliment right into a pin attempt, but only two.
I mean, all Kevin Nash did was speak the truth. Yeah, he's in it for the money. Hey, everybody is in this business for the money. You're in it for the money. I don't get to make as much as you do, but I'm still in it for the money. The bottom line is just told the truth, and there's nothing wrong with trying to make as much as you can when you can. And he knows, oh, that one's close. I tell you, I think AJ's hurt. I tell you what, he knows that if he can beat AJ here and be the Legends champion and walk around with that flashy gold, it's right here in front of us. It's a beautiful piece of hardware.
Yeah, I think at the same time, the main event Mafia would love nothing more than to bring that title belt back home. This is the title belt, this Legends championship, that was originated by Booker T of the main event Mafia.
I'll tell you what, what do you say, $200,000 or something like that? I mean, it is beautiful, though. All the different gems that are in this thing and the gold. It is one gorgeous belt. Oh, look at that! Wow! Kevin Nash shows you he's still limber as a cat. And AJ Styles' head hit the railing. I don't know if that's possible, but what a shot from Nash. And that's the kind of thing that can end. This is his chance right here, Mike. He said he was going to do it early.
Yeah, he said he was going to get it over quick. I think we're going to take another look.
Look at this.
As Nash gets the boot up and AJ goes down, and yeah, I think the
back of his head caught that bottom.
Head and shoulder hit the bottom of that steel guardrail, and Nash, he senses that this is his chance. Follow up the opportunity, not going to let AJ get a breather out on the floor. He rolls him in, and here comes Big Sexy back in.
He knew it was going to take a big blow like that, Mike. He knew it was going to be one of those when the window opened, he better go through it quick. And he did, and now he's feeling it. He knows that AJ is hurt. He knows he's reeling, and he knows he's got to get him now.
Nash pulls the straps down. And as AJ just tries even to get back up to the base, looks like Kevin may be going here for that jackknife powerbomb. Got him up into the air, and AJ fighting him off with those punches to the top of the head. He got the big man down. Pin, here it is. No, just two.
I think maybe that Kevin Nash made a little mistake there. I think he had AJ Styles beat. I think he just really wanted to relish in it. The fact that nobody gave him a shot at it, and now you can see, look at AJ Styles. He's back. Whatever happened, he's cleared the cobwebs, and he's going at it with speed now.
Yeah, complexion has turned. A full 180 as AJ able to unleash the offense, and the big right hand sends Big Sexy Kevin Nash down to the mat, and here comes AJ right at him with a big shot.
What a shot. I mean, AJ Styles, buddy, he's got the whole package. I mean, we've heard Kevin Nash talk about it, like you mentioned earlier, and right now he has turned this around. Kevin Nash had it. He had it under control. The boot to the head, the fall that AJ took, and he just hesitated 1 second too long.
AJ senses it, realizes that he's taken over this match, and look where he has Nash at this point. Exactly where he wants him. He's got him down on the mat, and a chance here to inflict more punishment. He grabs him by the head, and big shots, those big right hands, one after the other.
Well, this would just solidify AJ Styles as the legend that, you know, he claims that he is, and he is. He's not only one in the future, this guy's great. I mean, we've got to see him for 7 years do things that I've never seen, you know, anybody else do in a ring. But don't underestimate the experience of Kevin Nash. Until you pin him, he's not beat. Until he taps out, he's not beat.
And think of what happens to Kevin Nash if he does get pinned here by AJ Styles. He's out of the main event Mafia. AJ continues the assault this time, the repeated kicks to the knees of Nash, and we documented it for you right from the outset, right from the opening bell, what Styles' strategy was going to be. And as he turns this match around, the kicks to the knees that have been surgically repaired so many times have got Styles in control.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the room that Kurt Angle's in right now, because you know he's watching this intently while he's preparing for his match against Mick later, and this is not a sight that he wants to see. I mean, the pain, look at this. I mean, it's just, you think of the knees and the pain that they're in, and what they've gone through, the legs, and you could just see the screaming. And if you were hearing that, I mean, even with this crowd, you can hear that guttural scream that Kevin Nash just gave there. That was hard to hear.
And referee Jamie Tucker right there, right on the scene to see if Nash is going to tap, to see if Nash is going to submit. As AJ using his weight, his pressure applied to the knees of Nash, and Big Kevin fighting through that pain, doesn't want to tap because he knows it means he's out of the Mafia. Here's the pin.
1, 2. Wow, showing you he's not done yet, but AJ not gonna relent at all, and that's what Kevin Nash should have done. When he had AJ on the ropes, he should have just kept at him. AJ's not gonna make that mistake, as you see him pulling back on the chin, applying the pressure.
Yeah, chin lock just cranking the neck of Nash, and Nash is going to try and get back up to his feet. Boy, it's almost imperative here for Nash to get right back up to that vertical base just so he can get some offense rolling.
Well, that was just desperation, but he had to do it. Use his body weight, yeah. Let it work for you. I mean, he's hurt. You can see it, he's hurt.
As Don said, the desperation move by Nash momentarily pays off at least, as he caught AJ off guard and sent him down to the mat. Now AJ rolls outside, and AJ's got to get it going again, but at the same time now, look what happens here because Nash is able to get back up to his feet.
Well, this could be what Kevin Nash needs, but he just doesn't have it You could see that AJ's just, that flying forearm.
Here it is, right into the pin.
Oh, no.
Got the leg
hook. Oh, man. I'll be honest, I thought it was over.
Just that close.
I thought it was over, and I think AJ did too.
To Kevin Nash being out of the main event Mafia, and AJ retaining the Legends title. Both men back up to their feet. Styles with the punch to the side of the head. Another one, that one directed right between the eyes of Nash. Gonna go for a kick, but he's stopped by Nash. Clothesline missed, and there's the Pele. Able to get it up on the 7-footer even. Here it is.
No. Again!
Wow. Boy, everything but the 3 count.
You know, the last 3 or 4 times we've seen AJ hit that Pele, it's ended the match. And I mean, that was a situation where, again, you wonder how many more times. But the thing is, though, still, AJ's not getting the pin, but the time is on his side, the time factor. It just keeps going longer and longer.
Measures, springboard, right over the top of the referee. Right into Nash chokeslam.
He's got him hard.
You see the back of AJ's head hit.
He did it. He caught him off guard.
Here is your winner, and new TNA Legends champion, Big Sexy Kevin Nash.
Boy, is that huge?
Unbelievable win. Desperation. It was over. Nash was beat. He saw an opportunity. Look at this. He can't even stand. He's on the ramp. He can't even stand. He's hurting, but he still did it. What a powerful chokeslam. And it caught AJ off guard.
That quick, that impactful move by Big Sexy Kevin Nash. And the frustration here is evident from the phenomenal AJ Styles, the smile on the face of Nash. Realization sets in. Not only the Legends champion, not only that extra payday, the bigger money that goes along with it, but he's still got his spot in the main event Mafia, and the main event Mafia gets that big, that very important win in this title match.
They get the momentum, Mike. You're right. You are dead on. They get the momentum. Look at AJ. AJ knows he didn't get beat. He knows that he got caught. And I mean, we saw it. We know what happened. But the thing is, that's what makes Kevin Nash great. That's the experience. He just needed one crushing blow. He hit his head, and it was over.
Let's send it to Lauren. She's trying to get a word with the former knockout champ, Tara.
I'm here in the TNA women's locker room hoping to get a word in with Tara concerning her controversial loss to Angelina Love tonight. A loss that we saw occurred when referee Slick Johnson failed to see Tara put her foot on the ropes before the 3 count. Now, I think she's coming now. Slick Johnson?
Hey, Lauren,
What are you doing?
Nothing. I was looking at my spider bite. I was having my spider bite looked at.
Where?
You know, if this thing gets infected, I could die from this thing.
Spider bite? What? Madison? What? Are you kidding me?
Here?
Oh, no, don't tell me that you were back there with Slick.
Mind your own business, Lauren, and keep your mouth shut, or else.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm cashing in the rematch clause, Kurt. It's going to be me and you, one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. In my contract, it states that I have the right to pick my opponent, not you. When you want something from the main event Mafia, you have to give something back.
It's great to be the champs again. So we are here tonight, Team 3D, to grant you your rematch anytime, anywhere, any place.
Kurt Angle, the Godfather, is calling all the shots. And what that means is Mafia rules.
Mick has made the deal. At Victory Road, Mick will get a heavyweight title shot, as well as Big Kevin. He will be getting a shot at my Legends Championship. Miss Scotty, we gonna be getting a shot at the World Tag Team Championship.
You two are one of 2 of the greatest tag teams ever in wrestling history.
You damn Skippy.
We stand here, the greatest tag team in the world. You're just another Neil and Bob. So what you need to do is kneel down and bob on this bottle right here.
Go back and get your gear on and have a beer and get ready to get your ass kicked.
Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner and Booker T take on Beer Money Inc. for the TNA World Tag Team Championship.
Main event Mafia looks for total domination tonight at Victory Road. Have to admit, momentum on their side. They get that Legends title win for Kevin Nash. Time for the tag title match. And let's show you the taglines in anticipation of this bout. Let's preview the tag team title match. It was last month, Slammiversary, Detroit, Michigan, James Storm, Robert Roode. They defeated 3D to once again become the TNA Tag Team Champions. No one can question the accomplishments of Harlem Heat and the Steiner brothers. Now it's the best of both worlds as we pair the dominant individual from each of those groups. Kevin Nash came through earlier tonight with that title win, but now Booker and Scott, the ball is in your court, because as far as your future with the Mafia is concerned, it's win or else.
Ladies and gentlemen, Victory Road continues with this one-fall match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers. They represent the main event Mafia. From Detroit, Michigan, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. And from Houston, Texas, Booker T.
Kevin Nash sets the table for the main event Mafia. And now Booker T and Scott Steiner going to challenge for tag team gold. We talked about tag team royalty in the taglines prior to this match. Maybe best of both worlds scenario when it comes to Harlem Heat and the Steiner brothers. You pair the dominant individuals to form a super team.
Their opponents are the TNA World Tag Team Champions, Cowboy James Storm and Robert Roode, a team of Beer Money Incorporated.
Well, the pressure's off Nash. The pressure now, unlike you said, tag team royalty. Booker T, Scott Steiner now not just wrestling for power in the main event Mafia, they're wrestling for their careers here in TNA. They're wrestling for their jobs. That's one thing we know. Kurt Angle's going to fire them if they lose, but if there's one team that it's going to be hard to do it to, it's going to be this one. This is, I think, a tag team that when you look at it on paper, it's almost too good to be true how good they're getting.
Potentially a tag team for the ages. I think if you were able to look down the road, maybe a decade or so, and you write that history book when it comes to tag team wrestling, you're going to compare Beer Money Incorporated to teams like Harlem Heat and the Steiner brothers.
And good point, absolutely. But the bottom line here is the desperation that Booker T and Scott Steiner have to feel. And one thing about it, they're going to go on every bit of experience that they have. And you know that they've gone over and they've shared tricks that Booker T had with Harlem Heat and Scott and of course Rick had together as the Steiner brothers, and they have gone over every scenario. They're prepared in every way. They've studied every bit of tape that they could on Beer Money, and lucky for them, it's only a year and a half worth. I mean, when you think of the study that Beer Money Incorporated's got to do to catch up on Steiner and Booker T, my gosh, they got to go back to the 80s. I mean, it really and truly is incredible what these two guys have accomplished in this division, and I love this matchup of these two. I mean, they're just so fun to be together.
And we keep talking about the pressure of the main event Mafia in terms of Steiner and Booker, and certainly it's there. At the same time, you think back to the interview, maybe that pep talk that we saw earlier from Mick Foley to AJ and Beer Money, and now with AJ Styles losing the Legends title, maybe there's a little bit of pressure on the shoulders of James Storm and Robert Roode at the same time.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. AJ Styles was winning that match. He was dominating it there at the end. I mean, I'm a main event Mafia fan, but I'm not gonna to lie about that. I mean, AJ Styles had the match under control. Kevin Nash was beat, and to have it snatched from him. I mean, you know the Beer Money Incorporated were going to be riding a wave of momentum after that, and to have it snatched from AJ in one big giant choke slam, you wonder what it's done to him mentally.
Yeah, almost you wish as if we could have cameras maybe back in the main event Mafia locker room, maybe with the TNA originals, just to see the reaction. And you have to think, with the victory by Kevin Nash, winning the Legends title, where the atmosphere, it's got to be big. Confidence has got to rise in the locker room of the main event Mafia. And at the same time, when it comes to Beer Money Incorporated, and they think about what they have to do for the TNA originals to keep those tag titles, boy, I don't know. Maybe it gets just a little bit tight right around the throat.
You can see they're just kind of feeling each other out now, and Booker T taking a couple shots. I mean, he has such an unorthodox style. That's one thing about him, but wow. He just kind of snapped that off, didn't he?
And as Booker gets back up to his feet, Storm right on him, running clothesline, decks him, dropped him with that move. And boy, Booker all of a sudden surprised by this quick offensive flurry of Storm, piston-like shots, big right hands to the head of Booker. And boy, he's got him reeling and rocks him with a right hand to the jaw. Got Booker set up against the ropes here, and Storm going to try and fire him off. Reversal, however, able to slide through. But Storm one step ahead of Booker here, just out quicking him, drives him right into the knee, and snaps his neck with the neck breaker. Right on in for the cover. Here's Storm. Here's beer money for 2.
Not enough this early, but one thing about it, this is an opportunity for Beer Money Incorporated to really cement their legacy. I mean, after what they did with Team 3D and getting the titles back there and then doing this, I mean, this is really something to hang their hat on. I mean, we know what like you mentioned, that their history is begun, and we'll be talking about them for many, many years, but this will be one of those matches that we'll always refer to.
Storm first with a neck breaker, then Roode connects with a neck breaker on Booker, but not able to put him away, getting near falls both. And then you see the shortcut poking the eyes of Robert Roode by Booker, and the tag is in, and here comes Big Papa. Big Papa pumps Scott Steiner, boot right into the chest, and there goes Robert Roode into the corner.
Well, Booker T just showed you the experience edge. It's the little things. Little short things to turn things around. That's what he did. And it looked like it was all beer money early on, and now that experience edge that these two guys have is showing itself as that quick. And you look at Steiner, goes over there and makes sure James Storm knows that he knows he's there.
Shot for Storm, who was outside on the apron, as the offensive moves continue for Big Papa Pump. Roode going to try and stop and block, and does as he fights out of the corner. He answers back. Couple of punches, chop to the chest, but then Steiner's there to rake the eyes again and turn it in favor of the Mafia.
Some people might say they're taking shortcuts. I'm telling you, when you realize what's at stake for these two in their minds, they're not looking at it that way. It's going to be anything and everything they can do, and we've seen Beer Money Incorporated use those same tactics in the past. As far as I'm concerned, anything goes here in this matchup.
Off the knee drop, Roode right on top for the cover. Only able to get 2, and you see right there the eye contact made by Roode to Booker as Beer Money going to go for the double team on Steiner as they elevate him up and over with that double team suplex.
Well, they got him right there, and they work so well together. I mean, they are a thing of beauty, and here they are.
Crowd loves to get involved in that Beer Money chant. Booker doesn't want to be a part of it. He gets clotheslined out to the floor, and now everybody can celebrate with Beer Money here.
While you're doing that, you're just giving those guys a chance to recoup a little bit.
Yeah, Beer Money right back on him. Baseball slide drop kick by Storm. Takes down Steiner. Roode rolls out to the floor. Punches and chops for Booker T, as well as this TNA World Tag Team Championship matchup has broken down with all 4 men involved at the same time. And finally, we get Storm and Steiner back in the ring. Hebner outside trying to get Robert Roode back to the corner.
Well, James Storm just taking it right to Scott Steiner. But Scott, oh, this is the experience again. Booker T getting to the right place, the right time, knowing where referee Earl Hebner was, and stopping him, and that was what they needed to do, because Beer Money Incorporated just had that train rolling. And now look at this. Put Storm right on the rail.
Yeah, Storm taken high up into the air, and then he's dropped right on his throat against that steel guardrail. Well, you talked about it right from the outset, Don, and it's really proving to be true here. The overall tag team experience, the tag team royalty, as I referred to it from Booker and Steiner, turned it back in their favor. Belly to belly, right into a pin, and 2 only for Big Papa Pump on the Cowboy.
Well, the key to a great tag team is you've got to help each other out. You have to have each other's back. When the opportunity comes up, you've got to make sure that you can take care of the person for the other guy, like Booker T did with Storm. Then he handed him to Scott Steiner, and now look at this. It's all rolling in their favor.
Elbow shot right into the face of Storm, delivered by Booker T. And a weary James Storm is brought back up to his feet by Booker using the head and the hair. Boy, Storm almost looks like he's out on his feet. And
yeah, he's stunned.
Booker's so talented with these high knee lifts, those shots, couple of them right into the head and face.
You're right, Mike. I mean, look at just the way he's moving around right now. It's just so slow. It's just so clotting-like. I mean, James Storm's, I think he's out of it. This is a great opportunity here for Booker T and Scott Steiner. You don't want to let up, because once those cobwebs clear, then you know James Storm will fire back up. And look at that shot by Booker T.
Yeah, chops, punches, whatever it takes for Booker in the main event Mafia. And now from outside, you see the involvement illegally of Steiner. Scott Steiner wearing down Storm, and Roode tries to get in, but he's really not helping his partner at this point because the referee's on the far side of the ring.
Well, and then he comes in, gets a nice tag in when the referee is, and now you see the double team by these two. It's textbook now. It's just pure textbook tag team wrestling. All about tagging in and out and making sure the other team can't, and that's exactly what they're doing.
You're right, back to the tag team basics, and could you expect anything less from one half of the Steiner brothers and one half of Harlem Heat? Reverse chinlock applied by Steiner. Crowd here in Orlando at Victory Road doing their damnedest to get Beer Money rolling again offensively. Storm back up to his feet, gonna rifle off those shots. Series of elbows to the gut, but he walks right into another belly to belly, and that one was overhead, that one was released, and that was a bad landing for Storm, and we could have new champs right here.
1, 2.
I think we were on the verge of seeing the main event Mafia become TNA World Tag Team Champions. Almost fortunate for the Cowboy James Storm that his landing off that suplex caused him to be outside the ropes.
But if you're Booker T and you're Scott Steiner, you got to kind of look at what happened in the match before. One mistake can change things, and yeah, went to their favor, but they can't get too cocky is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, got lucky for Kevin Nash. He was able to take advantage of his situation, but as young and tough as Beer Money are, you know they'll look for any kind of an opportunity. Booker T and Scott Steiner need to finish it right now. Well, they've got James Storm wiped out in the middle of that ring.
You know, these double team tactics, the quick tags in and out, really working to perfection here for the Mafia. Crowd showing their support to Beer Money, but James Storm just cannot get anything rolling in terms of offense here in this match. And he's got to get Robert Roode. He's got to get the fresh man in, or Beer Money's going to be toast. You talk about cementing that tag team legacy. I mean, that's what you have to do. It's one thing to beat Team 3D at Slammiversary. It's one thing to become 3-time TNA World Tag Team Champions, but it's another to maintain those title belts for a long reign.
That's exactly right. The key to the whole thing is keeping those titles, holding on to those titles. You know, making sure everybody's always chasing you for those titles. And this is just one of those situations where James Storm just got caught. I mean, he just got caught in the middle. He's fighting back now, trying to do whatever he can. He's got to get a tag to Robert Roode. Let's see if this will do it with the hits the DDT.
Yeah, tornado style out of the corner. That could be the first step to getting Beer Money rolling in terms of offense here and in terms of some kind of a comeback against the Mafia in this TNA World Tag Team Championship matchup. Storm rolls to the far side. He's got a long way to go. He's got to dive and does, and there it is. Tag in, Roode legal, and Roode and Steiner. Whoa, instead goes right for Booker. And Roode, equal opportunity, taking down both Steiner and Booker.
Well, he was just begging for the tag there, and one thing about him, we saw him in that elimination match. When you think about it a few days ago and how tough Robert Roode is, we know that he showed he could stand in there with a bunch of people and look at him. He's doing it right now, and this is one of those situations where Scott Steiner and Booker T had this match, and I think that they didn't go for that kill shot, and it was a mistake that they're paying for now.
Steiner tries to turn around this offense of Roode. Boy, Roode really got that offense going with the neck breaker on Steiner and then the spine buster on Booker. Now he snaps the neck of Steiner one more time. Right into the cover, but boy, right there is Booker just a foot away, and he makes the easy save.
No, it's all about awareness. I mean, you have to have awareness to what's going on, especially in a tag match like this, because when your partner's in trouble, it's up to you to get him out of it.
Storm
Nice move
from
by
outside
Storm.
rocks Booker with the kick. And now Beer Money can turn this baby around. Quickly shot off into the corner. Roode able to get the boot up. And, oh, man.
It's turned around.
Here's the double team that leads to a cover, that leads to a pin, and no, just two only for the cover for Roode.
That was reflexes there by Scott Steiner. But this is one thing great about Beer Money Incorporated, and you have to admit it, when they get momentum, they're unreal how they can turn things on. But Booker T not ready to give it up. And look at Scott Steiner, that's all he needed, was that help from Booker T, and this is it.
Steiner
One,
cover. Steiner two.
Oh, man.
Again, keep in mind what's at stake. TNA World Tag Team title. For the main event Mafia, this is their jobs. Booker T, Scott Steiner. They don't win this match. They don't win the tag titles. Kurt Angle says that he will come out here and fire both of them at the same time. Pressure's on Beer Money representing the TNA Originals, and Steiner recliner attempt here as Roode tries to fight it off, doing everything within his power. Quickly turns around and from underneath able to connect with a couple of shots, and then he's able to fling Steiner right into Booker. Here's the roll-up.
He got him. Does he have him? Oh, Scott Steiner again able to kick out, but Robert Roode just comes right up quick. Takes a shot at Booker T, and you know what that's done? It's put Beer Money Incorporated right back in the driver's seat here.
Roode waits for Steiner to come at him from outside. Storm spits the beer, blinding, big pop-up pump. Referee knocked down in the confusion. Is this the DWI?
Here they go. They got that double team, and they've hit it. This is their opportunity, but that's a situation where it cost them themselves by
they got the pin
beer.
here. You can count.
Well,
and referee Hebner trying to get the...
You got to see where the pin attempt is. Oh, you can see Booker T made sure that he was focused there. James Storm, Earl Hebner trying to explain to him what's going on.
Yeah,
great opportunity by Booker T.
Trying to get
nice
Storm
axe
back
kick.
up in the corner. The axe kick leads to a roll-up.
Earl
And if
Hebner
Hebner
get
rolls
in there.
we could have new champs.
1, 2, got it!
Your winners and new TNA Tag Team Champions, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner and Booker T.
Boy, it's unfolding right in front of our eyes, just like the main event Mafia has promised. They follow up Nash's win in the Legends title match as Booker T and Scott Steiner become TNA World Tag Team Champions.
2 down, 1 to go. I dare say maybe a broom's in order. Unreal. And think about how this one happened. It was Beer Money Incorporated that actually cost themselves. When you think about James Storm spitting that beer that ended up getting into Earl Hebner and ended up costing them. It's just one of those things that backfired. And it's all about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and that's the experience that Booker T and Scott Steiner have. And think about it. Look at the main event Mafia right now at this moment. They're the world champs, they're the tag team champs, and they're the legend champs.
Boy, Beer Money Incorporated so upset, Don, as they go by the broadcast table here. I think they finally understand that where they let down the TNA Originals. Jeremy Borash has come out to the ringside area, calling for the main event Mafia, calling for Booker and Scott Steiner. Take it, JB.
Certainly, what a night so far. Yes, you did say that several times.
Told you that we were gonna do it because we Mafia. This my brother right here, Big Papa right here, Big Booty Daddy, and all that. And then with the tag team champ, get some, want some. Your ass better be big enough, bad enough, take some, because it's old like neck bone now.
Scott Steiner 2 down already for the main event Mafia.
Jeremy Borash, you see what happened here tonight was, we said we were going to go out there and become World Tag Team Champions, and we did it. We're the greatest of all time.
All right. A clean sweep thus far here tonight for the main event.
One more to go, Mick Foley. Kurt Angle's going to take you down.
All right. Bottom line is we do have new World Tag Team Champions, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner and Booker T here tonight at Victory Road. Don and Mike, unbelievable.
Boy, the main event Mafia absolutely rolling tonight at Victory Road. Let's send it to the back. Lauren is with Samoa Joe.
Joe, will the mystery end tonight? For the past several months, there's been somebody behind the scenes seemingly mentoring you. Now, for the past few weeks, you have said that this person, whoever they may be, will indeed make themselves known at Victory Road. Well, Joe, tonight is the night. It's Victory Road. Will we meet this person?
Rest assured, Lauren, he's here. And he's ready for war. My advisor, my mentor, my hope. The man responsible for unleashing the beast that I am. And for that gift, Sting, I will deliver him your head. 'Cause tonight, oh, tonight, everything changes. The mystery is over. And Sting, it's showtime! And tonight will be your final scene.
Kurt Angle has become TNA World Heavyweight Champion thanks to one man, Samoa Joe.
It was because of punks like Joe that we started the Mafia to begin with.
The honor and dignity thing, it's bull. This is about money. Your plan ain't working. His is. He's got the belt.
The relationship between Sting and the main event Mafia, it's absolutely history.
Your plan ain't working.
Kurt Angle's your new world champion, and it's a new era for the main event Mafia. Sting, you're out. Joe, you're in.
You are every reason why wrestling is as bad as it is right now. You see, you want everything, Joe, but you're not willing to work for it. And you took a payoff. You took a payoff at my expense, which was your mistake. You see, I don't need 4 guys behind me to fight this fight, Joe. I'll fight it by myself. You pissed me off bad now, Joe. You finally gonna look at me in the face, are ya? Do something about it, Joe. Come on. What's stopping you, Joe? Do something. Or should I ask, who's stopping you?
Fortunately for you, I've been instructed to keep my temper. But don't worry, Stinger. Your time will come.
You know, no matter how black your heart may appear right now, you're not capable, Joe, of doing this on your own. I know that.
I'm going to say this one last time. You will find out come Victory Road.
Samoa Joe and his nation of violence must face the wrath of the icon Sting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a special grudge match and is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the main event Mafia, from the Nation of Violence, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe!
His actions last month at Slammiversary in the Motor City of Detroit, they surprised us, they shocked us, as he was the enabler. He was the one who saw to it that Kurt Angle became TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and Samoa Joe also promises tonight we will see that mystery advisor that he's been talking about for the past couple of months.
His opponent from Venice Beach, California, this is the icon, Sting!
When I think back, Mike, of how this all started, when I think back of Sting and why he joined the main event Mafia, it all goes back to Samoa Joe when he went on in his rant about respect and how nobody had any. It was because he didn't feel that Joe was a champion's champion when he had his title reign. And now everything's kind of come full circle. I mean, when you think about the fact that Sting was able to get that title and hold it for so long, and Samoa Joe had to find his own way. He fought the main event Mafia. They did what they did to him, and then Joe realized it was time to take another path, and him with his advisor has just been a nation that you can't stop, and he's just started right off the bat here on the icon Sting.
Yeah, exactly what we expected in terms of violence, in terms of brutality from the Nation of Violence, as Joe is right on the icon. Samoa Joe right on Sting right from the opening bell, and sets him up and lights up his chest with that big chop, takes him right up from the back of the head, throws him into the guardrail and dumps him over the guardrail and into the crowd. And here goes Joe, boy, out to continue that offense on Sting. Boy, he has been right on him, Don, right from the opening bell. You talk about a full court press. And there goes Sting, look out.
Oh,
Back
man.
first into the wall.
Well, he wants to do this in just an unbelievably quick, brutal fashion. That's what he wants to do. He wants to just show Sting what it's always been all about, but this is experience. This is what the Icon has, and he let Joe's emotions cost him that.
Of course, Samoa Joe, a member of the main event Mafia, but at the same time, when Kurt Angle was talking earlier about the matches tonight at Victory Road, he included Samoa Joe along with Booker and Steiner and Kevin Nash, and telling them that he wanted victories, that he needed victories, that there were going to be no more games being played here, so that pressure is on Joe to win as well.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just as important. I mean, it really is, because he is that newest member. He's there. The reason Sting's not there is because Joe is. I mean, it's just been an incredible move, and one thing you can't doubt is the power that the main event Mafia now has, and it all started at Slammiversary when Joe joined forces. So Sting knows how important this is on his own right, but Samoa Joe ready for him. I mean, he's just an unstoppable force.
Yeah, Sting had turned this thing around momentarily when they were fighting into the crowd, but then when Sting came back over the guardrail, Joe's been right on him from that point and snaps him over with a suplex. What a thud, what a bad landing out here on the ramp for Sting.
Right on the ramp. I mean, you can just hear that thud. You can feel that thud. It vibrated here in the impact zone. Samoa Joe, you know, we've always talked about his ferocity ever since he's been in here in TNA, but he's just a man now when he gets going. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. It's as unstoppable as anything you've ever seen.
Sting turns it around on Joe, and you can see the Samoan submission machine favoring his arm after going into those steel steps, and the referee Slick Johnson pleading here with the Icon Sting. I think he's going to try and get these guys back in the six-sided ring, and finally he does. You got to give Slick a little bit of credit in this match.
Tonight.
He's been awful busy. We saw him in the back. We saw that still questionable situation when Lauren was trying to interview, and we saw him coming out of the women's locker room for some reason. But as we see Sting now back on the offense, I think you got to give Slick credit here in this match for giving them some leeway in terms of them fighting out in the crowd.
I was just glad it wasn't Velvet Sky that came out with him, but you can see that Sting is absolutely taking the right means to beating Samoa Joe, and that's to try to ground him, to try to keep that power game from going on. But Joe's one of those where he's relentless. He won't quit. He won't stop. And you know, Sting beat him the last time they faced each other one-on-one. I don't know that it can happen again.
Samoa Joe takes Sting and flings him out to the floor.
Here he goes.
Runaway freight train time. Elbow suicida, that suicide dive. And not only just the dive, but also that big forearm shot, that elbow at the same time. And as you can see, the Icon is down and
on concrete too, man.
On the concrete, exactly. No rubber mats guarding there. And Joe can sense it that he's got Sting in a vulnerable position. Rolls him in and right into the pin.
Not quite enough yet, and I think Joe is a little nonchalant on that, but to Joe, I think this is fun. I mean, he's been waiting for this moment. He's never forgotten Sting when he hit him with that baseball bat and was a part of that and came out and attacked him. He's never forgotten that. Never forgotten losing the title to him. I mean, it bound for glory. I mean, think about that. Samoa Joe's waited for this moment. Been a long time, but now he gets this chance, and you mentioned it. It's not a belt involved here, but the importance is huge.
Sting gets rocked with the kick in the corner as Samoa Joe, so agile for a man of his size, just dropped him right in his tracks with that kick. And, you know, I think back as I watch these two square off, and I think of the impact that Sting had initially with the main event Mafia, and now what Samoa Joe has. And I just remember those words that you said. Sting, you're out. Samoa Joe, you're in. And it's taken this main event Mafia, and it's changed the overall complexion of the main event Mafia with the addition of Samoa Joe and the subtraction of the Icon Sting.
Well, absolutely, but you know, you think about this though. If Joe loses this match, Kurt Angle's going to be embarrassed, and it might be Joe, you're out again. I mean, we know the attitude that the Godfather has tonight. He's put all his eggs in this basket. So far, luckily, it's all going his way. But this one is so important to him because of what Sting was in the Main Event Mafia and how Sting always considered himself the leader of that. And you think of everything that went on between Kurt Angle and Sting, and you know that right now, Kurt Angle is just rooting this guy on like nobody's business.
Joe follows up the headbutt with a short right, then a chop. Another one right to the chest of Sting. And with every shot that Samoa Joe hits Sting with here, and now these short rights and another chop and a right and a chop.
Man, it's just rapid fire. This is a clinic.
He just non-stop. He is all over Sting, and intimidation factor when it comes to the referee. Joe's not going to be stopped. Joe's not going to be denied.
Yeah, if I'm Kurt Angle, he made the right move. That shows how smart he is. Make sure that Joe's on your side. He's not a guy you want to be enemies with. Sting's learning that right now.
Wear down process continues. Doubly effective the move here by Samoa Joe. Not only continues that wear down, but it just neutralizes Sting. Doesn't enable him to get back up to his feet. It doesn't allow Sting to get anything going from an offensive standpoint. But Joe remains pretty tough and pretty strong here.
Just pushing that head down. It's hard for Sting to catch his breath. I mean, he's just applying that weight and pressure. You can see Sting just looking for the crowd to help him get to his feet. He's up. But does he have enough to fight back?
Elbows to the gut. And as he comes off the rope, victim of the snap slam into the pin. No.
That's the kind of thing where you thought it was hit so fast that it might end it. Sting's not been on the receiving end of many of those in his lifetime, and that's just the ferocity that he hit it.
Everything but the 3 count. Still an impactful move. Think of that. The wind that it takes out of Sting, the pain that's inflicted from that snap slam, and Joe is just toying with him with the slaps one after the other.
He's been the most impressive person, I think, tonight when you're watching this. This is just total domination, total annihilation. He just keeps... Wait a minute, Sting, though, look at there, he's showing some fight left in him. He's been here before.
Not going to be intimidated.
I saw a look in Joe's eye I haven't seen in a while. I think it was confusion.
Was it confusion or was it fear?
Maybe a little of both. I don't think, but Joe's so smart, knows what to do.
Instead, Sting quickly not going to be the victim of either a sleeper or a choke, as Sting is able to take Samoa Joe up and drop him down. That's impressive for Sting after being on the receiving end of so much punishment in this match to muster up that effort to connect with an offensive move.
Desperation. I mean, that move was out of desperation. Joe hit his head hard, but Joe comes up swinging. You wonder what Sting's got left in the tank. We know Joe's going to just keep plotting forward till he's done what he's done, but man, look at this. Nice left arm.
Yeah, left arm lariat right into the cover. All one fluid movement for the icon Sting, but hasn't sufficiently worn down Samoa Joe to the point where he can get that pin in the 3 count. Here comes Joe back with the offense. Look at those rights right into the midsection, and Sting tries to come back with boots. Not having much effect, but boy, that kick did. That one rocked him. Caught him in the side of the head, right into the pin, and barely won.
You know, though, that was something, though, by Sting. He put that foot out there wanting Joe to grab it, wanting to kick him in the side of the head. Now, Sting wanting to get up top. What's going on here? Coming back into the ropes. He knows he's got Joe reeling.
Yeah, rethought his strategy at that point. I think he saw that Joe was getting back up to his feet, and Stinger splash in the corner. I think he decided that it was better at that point with Joe getting back up, not to get caught up on top. And can he go here for the Scorpion?
He's got it now. He locks this in, and he gets it cinched in.
Here it is, his patented finishing move. Scorpion deathlock applied, and the ring positioning here looks pretty darn good to me. I think he's got him out from the ropes. I don't think Joe...
he's applied the pressure.
Sits down. Look at him sit down on it. Is Joe going to tap?
This is under... Wait a minute. As Joe's fighting to tap, here we go. And there he is! Taz! And if there's one person that had the right to trade him, it's the submission master himself. As you see Taz coming out. And look at Joe. He just sees it, feels it, and pops right to his feet.
Taz comes to ringside. We finally have confirmed who that mystery advisor was that's turned Samoa Joe, turned his career around as Sting gets shot off into the corner. Clothesline misses, and Sting fights back with a big elbow shot.
Just though the change that came over Joe when he saw Taz come down. You know he didn't want to let him down. Sting now knows he's got to try to finish it here. It's
Top rope clothesline.
One.
Count.
No,
two.
no,
Only
again.
two.
Look at Joe. He takes one shot, gets right back up. Sting's got to be wondering what it's going to take.
He looked over the shoulder of Taz. You can see him barking out orders, instructions to Samoa Joe, and Sting up in no man's land gets crouched up on the top rope. And Samoa Joe could be going muscle buster here.
How many times tonight have we seen those high-risk maneuvers backfire? And he's trying.
Boy,
you can
Sting's
see.
trying to fight him off with
He
everything
is.
out of the corner. You got to give Sting credit. He just won't go for the muscle buster. But Joe drops down the rear naked choke that Kakina Clutch applied.
And he's got it cinched in, and I don't see anywhere for Sting to go. I don't see anywhere for him to move. The ropes are too far away. And ever since Taz came down, this thing turned around, and you can see Joe's got it. Oh, he's got it in there tight.
Is Sting going to take it? He just tapped.
Here is your winner, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe!
Wow. The run of success for the main event Mafia continues tonight at Victory Road, and I just can't get over it. Just the addition of Taz coming out to ringside, and Samoa Joe takes over, slaps on the rear naked choke, and Sting taps.
I mean, when you look at the two of these guys, come on, let's face it, it's a match made in heaven. How important was it? When you look at Taz, you look at Joe, and you think of the main event Mafia. Holy crap, these guys, the power. It's just this unreal.
I mean, is it possible that the addition of Taz has turned Samoa Joe even into a more violent machine than we have seen? Almost like when Taz came out that an on-off switch was turned.
Oh, no, I think you hit it right on the head. It was, I mean, here's the guy that was in the Scorpion. Was he going to tap? All of a sudden, he sees Taz come down that ramp, and he knew he couldn't let him down, and it's just completely turned around.
And at the same time, yet another victory, Don, for the main event Mafia.
Oh, how important was that? There may not have been any belts on the line, but you cannot, as you see Taz, the crowd not knowing how to feel, realizing what he's meant to Joe, but may not have been a belt on the line, Mike, but it was just as important because of what Sting meant to the main event Mafia before. And think about that, it just means coming up, Mick Foley, Kurt Angle.
You're right, let's switch gears here for 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, this past Thursday, TNA announced the signing of our newest superstar, and ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. Roll that tape.
So I know that you have an exclusive announcement for us, which we want to give you the form to lay it on us. What do you have? Talk to us.
I signed with TNA. I'm going to do some pro wrestling again.
That's what it is. That's the big thing. That's a big thing in your industry.
It's a big thing because I am fighting, and in my my main drive and all my focus has been with fighting, and it still is. I try to tell people, I left wrestling so abruptly a couple years ago, and the fans kind of threw their hands up. I left, and they were like, "Man, what about us? Why did you just leave?" And I was at the top of my game, so I've always wanted to come back to wrestling. I think Brock is doing all the right things, and Brock is a champion. And until somebody legitimately beats him as a champion, nobody can go out there and say that they can beat him. My sights are set on Brock. And I'm not saying that I want to fight him because he is the wrestling guy. I'm saying because I am a heavyweight fighter. Brock is a champion. I'd like to be a champion, so I'm watching everything Brock does. And eventually, I do want to fight Brock for that title.
Oh, we told you it was huge. Bobby Lashley, he is a difference maker. The MMA star, the pro wrestler, one of the biggest signings ever for TNA.
Well, think about what this means. I mean, Kurt Angle said that TNA was going to change, and he was going to change the landscape of the main event Mafia. Bringing Bobby Lashley in, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine it, Mike.
Main event tonight at Victory Road. Still to come. In anticipation, we're going to send it to the back where JB is standing by with the challenger, Mick Foley.
Very solemn atmosphere here backstage. Mick Foley obviously set to go out to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship tonight. And Mick, I got to be honest with you, everything that the main event Mafia has set out to do tonight, they have successfully accomplished. And now, my friend, it all comes down to you and your match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It may just be that it's the Mafia's night, right, JB?
It appears that way.
You ever seen Joe or Kevin, Booker or Scott look so dominant.
No.
I never have. Now it's down to the World Heavyweight Championship, and I don't particularly match up well with Kurt Angle under most circumstances. Every other wrestler that I've ever set foot inside the ring, I can find something to exploit, some type of weakness. But ordinarily, Kurt Angle doesn't have those type of weaknesses. But JB, I've got two little things going for me. One is that at King of the Mountain, when I dropped an elbow on Kurt Angle, he was literally motionless for nearly a minute. So I know that if I dip into my offensive reservoir and I come up big and I untap a big elbow, that Kurt Angle's done. Also, JB, in the time-honored tradition after King of the Mountain, was I upset? Yeah. Do I like Kurt as a person? No. But do I respect him? Yes, I do. So I did the respectful thing. I opened the door to congratulate the new champion. You know what I saw, JB? So Kurt Angle, unable to move his left hand, being worked on by a physician, who was explaining to Kurt that the damage he did to his neck in '96 when he broke it has never clearly healed. And all those nerves, JB, they run down, they operate the hand. And the doctor said, barring some unforeseen circumstance, Kurt, you're going to be okay in about 6 weeks. Well, welcome to your unforeseen circumstance. Now, JB, maybe people look at me and it doesn't click. Hey, that guy's a heck of a wrestler. But JB, this is one thing I know how to do as well as anyone. I know how to cause pain. I know how to exploit weaknesses, and Kurt Angle, you're a weakened man, and I will exploit that. Call it wrestling, call it mayhem, but you will call me the next World Heavyweight Champion unless Kurt Angle finds a way to beat me. And Kurt, if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to beat me.
Samoa Joe, we are all waiting for an answer. Why would you join the Main Event Mafia?
It was a masterpiece designed by the master himself, me. When Samoa Joe returned from the beating the Main Event Mafia gave him a few months ago. He was an animal, thirsty for blood.
Samoa Joe's freaking insane. This Nation of Violence thing has just gone way too far.
And we knew we had to sign Samoa Joe. But Samoa Joe's price tag was a little steep. And that is where Jenna came in.
The last thing we need is for her to invest her millions in TNA. So what I want you to do is charm the pants off that.
You said you were the hottest thing ever to be in TNA.
For the past few weeks, we had every member of the Main Event Mafia taking a bullet for the greater of the family.
My only purpose for being here is to torture the Main Event Mafia.
Joe going up the ladder. Angle follows him up.
He just handed the belt to Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle has become TNA World Heavyweight Champion thanks to one man, Samoa Joe.
I'm cashing in the rematch clause, Kurt. It's going to be me and you, one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. In my contract, it states that I have the right to pick my opponent, not you. When you want something from the Main Event Mafia, you have to give something back.
What is this we hear that you gave Scott and Booker a title shot with beer money at Victory Road? In return, you get a title shot with Kurt Angle. We deserve that rematch.
How about we put two of the greatest tag team, and the winner goes on to take on beer money at Victory Road. I like it.
You committed the cardinal sin when you crossed the boss and went back on your word. You knew there would be consequences. You knew there would be a penance to be paid.
This does not look good for Mick Foley.
I know this is hard to watch, but this is some payback for when he went against Kurt Angle and he allowed Team 3D to get back in that title picture when he'd made an agreement.
Oh, this is too much. Look at the barbed wire in the man's face.
The dynasty of the Main Event Mafia continues.
You know that I may not have much, and I've made my share of mistakes. I tapped out Kurt, and it made me sick to my stomach, and I vowed I'd never feel that way again. If you can beat me, go ahead. If you're thinking about me tapping, it just won't happen. At Victory Road, we find out who the true TNA World Heavyweight Champion is. No Main Event Mafia, no Mick Foley security. One-on-one.
Mick Foley challenges Kurt Angle in a rematch for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's main event time. We talked about how important Victory Road was in general. But in particular, this world title bout, as big as it gets for the Mafia and the Originals. Here's the tail of the tape as we preview our Victory Road main event. You look at those pure numbers, you see the size advantage for Mick Foley, experience edge on paper to Foley, but don't ever forget, Kurt Angle's Olympic gold medal winning amateur career. That plays a huge role as well when it comes to experience in big-time matches. Here's the bullet points. Mick Foley in shock after the world title loss at Slammiversary, a defeat that he points out came without him being pinned or submitted. Hardcore legend, executive shareholder, finally understands just how important it is to put aside personal achievements for the overall good of the entire TNA organization. Because if Mick Foley does not succeed in regaining the World Heavyweight Championship tonight, it will result in not only a clean sweep for the main event Mafia, but all the control that goes with owning the Legends, the tag team, and possibly the World Heavyweight title. Mick Foley in TNA, and we've seen an awful lot of the different sides of Mick Foley. That interview that we just recently witnessed tells me that the challenger, he's more serious about this match than at any point since he arrived here 10 months ago.
Well, the pressure's got to be immense that he's feeling right now. The pep talk that he gave earlier didn't work. It's all on his shoulders if he wants TNA to stay the way he wants it.
About the pep talk that didn't work in terms of Mick Foley talking to AJ Styles and Beer Money Incorporated. At the same time, I don't know whether it was a pep talk or I don't know whether it was an ultimatum. But when we saw Kurt Angle talk to Kevin Nash, Booker T, Scott Steiner, Samoa Joe, and tell them it was win or else, what can I say? Every member of the Main Event Mafia has delivered tonight.
You don't want to look at the negative side of this if you're a Main Event Mafia fan, but think of how damaging it could be if Kurt's not able to get the job done when all the other members did.
JB is ready with the official introductions for our Victory Road main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is your Victory Road main event of the evening. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA official, Mr. Andrew Thomas. And now, live from Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, it's time for your Victory Road main event of the evening. Introducing, first of all, standing in the corner to my left. He weighed in this morning at 280 pounds and comes to us from Long Island, New York. He is the challenger, the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, standing in the corner to my right. He weighed in this morning at 240 pounds and comes to us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He is the current reigning and defending TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the leader of the Main Event Mafia, Kurt Angle.
in terms of strategy for the challenger, Mick Foley. I think he made it pretty clear to all of us in the interview, Don, that we heard when he talked about the match at Slammiversary, the King of the Mountain match. And when he went flying off the top of that penalty box cage, when he nailed that elbow drop, I don't think as many people realize that Kurt Angle was really hurt as much as he was. And of course, Mick knows that because nobody was closer to the scene than Mick Foley. He also talked about that nerve damage that exists in the neck and the spine, that damage that's done for so many years. And he feels like that damage is still there. It's alive, it's well. And one would anticipate that that's going to be the strategy of Mick Foley here in this match, to work on that neck that he feels Kurt Angle had injured several years ago and that he's still favoring.
Well, and all that's true, but he's also trying to play some head games there with Kurt Angle. He's trying to get Kurt Angle thinking. He's trying to get Kurt Angle thinking, you know what, I better favor this, or I might favor that. Kurt Angle's not going to fall for that. This guy's wrestled in pain since 1996. I mean, he knows how to deal with it. He knows how to wrestle with it. He knows how to be careful with it. And he's not going to let Mick Foley psych him out. The only thing I think that Kurt Angle's got to worry about with Mick Foley, or not the only thing, of course, the main thing, though, is the unpredictability of Mick Foley. This is a guy that is willing to do anything. I mean, he will put his body on the line like nobody else in this business to get a win, like he did with that elbow off of that cage, and that's what Kurt Angle's got to look out for.
We talked about it earlier in the Kevin Nash AJ Styles match. You look at these two competitors, you've got to feel like Mick Foley would think that his best opportunity is to get this match over as quick as possible, much like we said with Nash. The opposite side here with Kurt Angle, I don't think anyone's going to question the conditioning edge that he has over the challenger, Mick Foley. So again, it's a case of, well, the longer it goes, advantage Angle, advantage main event Mafia. Foley wants to strike early, strike often, strike effectively, and get it over with just as quick as possible.
Basically, right along the line of the Kevin Nash game plan earlier in the night. I mean, that's a great point. And he knows how important that this is. He knows that he can undo everything that's been done tonight in one fell swoop. If he walks out of here the TNA World Champion again, if Mick Foley's holding that gold, he knows that everything that's happened tonight has just stopped and been reversed on the dime.
Angle works on the arm of Foley with the quick reversal, enables Mick to take over. Short shot, second one caught. Angle right on top of the head. As Angle goes to the corner, Foley's right on him and continues the offense here. Repeated shots, right hands to the top of the head, sends Angle down to the mat. And here comes the hardcore legend right at him with a big knee right into the face. And again, think of the impact of that knee as the back of the head, as the neck of Angle goes into the corner, and now Foley working on the arm. He's got the arm barred here. He's got it straightened out, and Angle's going to reach to try and get the rope breaking. Wow. Reaching first with his arm, doing everything possible, and then all of a sudden he realized that he could get that leg out there and make contact with the rope. And several occasions now we've seen Angle go out to the floor, and he's favoring his head and his neck, and I think Foley senses this is the time to strike, and he's right on him.
You know, I know it's not just me, it just doesn't seem like Kurt Angle is right tonight. It just doesn't, it seems like he's too cautious. It seems like he just doesn't have that, maybe he realizes what's at stake now and he's put all that pressure on himself, but I'll tell you what, Mick Foley is dominating. Mick Foley's doing what he wants, and Kurt Angle just seems to be hesitant. He just doesn't look like himself or feel like himself just yet.
Foley with the beat down out at the guardrail, including gnawing on the head of Angle. And as Kurt tries to make his way into the ring, Foley is there to connect with the leg drop right against the back of the head. And again, the game plan that he talked about, very public in that interview earlier prior to the match, is exactly what he's doing here. That time snapping the throat on the top rope, and you see the head crash back, and Foley's right on him again, this time putting the boots to Angle.
Everybody has their vulnerable point. Everybody has their weakness. With Nash, of course, it's his legs and his knees and his surgeries. With Kurt Angle, it's that neck that has been broken before, and man, Mick Foley going right at it.
Yeah, outside in suplex leads to a 2 count. And again, you can see Angle as he hit the canvas that time, and you think of the damage that's been done to the neck and the spine, but Kurt able to get back up and rake the eyes of Mick Foley. And even though Angle is favoring the back of his head and his neck, He's momentarily got this thing turned around. Here comes the offense from the champ.
Well, we're finally seeing some fire that he's known for. It just really feels like he was off of his game from the beginning. Now, yeah, I think the adrenaline and everything's getting to him, and he realizes what's at stake, but he took everything that Mick Foley gave him at the beginning, and now you see the Kurt Angle that's the Godfather, the Kurt Angle that's the world champion.
The grip that the champion Angle has on the challenger Foley right there. You can see that close-up shot that we just had there as referee Andrew Thomas checks to see what Foley's going to say, and you see that Angle just continues to try and squeeze the air, squeeze the life out of Foley, and Mick tries to come back with punches. It's been among his most effective weapons here in the match. Series of shots, and then the double leg takedown. Going to go for the catapult move, and he tosses Angle over the top, and the champion goes out to the arena floor. Again, what's at stake here? It's Mick Foley fighting for the TNA Originals to try and get back that TNA World Heavyweight title, and at the same time, it's Kurt Angle hoping to complete the clean sweep and keep the world title belt in the main event Mafia. Outside now, Foley going to try and go pile driver out on the floor, and instead, oh man, he gets backdrop right into the steps.
That's how you turn it around. I mean, Kurt has just been so cautious tonight, holding that neck. It's almost like something happened early on that got him hurt. And you can see he just hasn't been himself, but that's the kind of thing there. The steel steps, that's a great equalizer. Turn it around, and now drives his head face first into those same steps. And another shot. Going for another one.
Yeah, Angle just relentless that time. Repeated shots throwing Foley head first into the steel steps. Now the boot in the back of Foley's head hit the steel steps that time as well. And all of a sudden, the champion is in control. And he quickly rolls back out. He rolled into the ring to break the count from the referee, Andrew Thomas, and then right back on Foley again. And he's just amazing, isn't he?
He's the greatest there ever was, in my opinion. Right? If you had to ask me who was the greatest wrestler that lived, I believe that Kurt Angle is just a total package.
Yeah, he's right there up at the top, no question about it. Series of boots, the stomps to the knee of Foley, and Angle just waits, stalks, and the second that Foley gets back up to his feet, it's Angle right back on the offense, using the boots and using the punches.
Well, but Mick Foley's just so wired different than anybody we've ever met. I mean, you know, he's such a lovable guy at one moment, then he's one of those guys that just scares you,
just so damn unpredictable.
He is, and he's so hard to prepare for, and that's what makes him so great in his own right. And he's got a game plan, and every shot he does to the head of Kurt also jars the back of that neck. You notice where he hits Kurt, always on the top of the head, so it jolts the head back from that spot.
Yeah, doubly effective. The concussion shot from the punch, and at the same time as his neck snaps back, almost like a whiplash effect, and Angle tries to fight back again, working on the legs, the knees of Foley, then the punch to the top of the head, and another big straight right hand from Angle. This has turned into a slugfest between these two.
Well, Kurt Angle's just got so much at stake here tonight. He can't allow Mick Foley to get that belt back from him. He can't allow him to undo everything that's been done. Some people thought it was impossible, but right now, all those belts belong. Those powerful belts, the tag titles and the Legends title and the World Championship all belong in the hands of the main event man. He's got the ankle lock.
Series of counters right there. Final one being the roll through into that ankle lock submission hold by Kurt Angle. And now Foley has been talking about how he just would not tap out to Kurt Angle, and he's got that momentum rolling through. Angle went for the ankle lock maybe too early there. I mean, a couple of shots to the leg, a couple of shots to the knee of Foley, but I don't think he had him sufficiently worn down. Clothesline, decks the challenger, champ on top, and no, just two.
I've asked so many people that have been in the ankle lock, and it's like they know they're going to get in it at some point, but when it happens, you have to react instinctively. You have to react immediately, because if he has, whoa, he went for it. High risk, and man, is that going to hurt, because he missed completely. And look at Kurt Angle. You can see, Mike, the damage that did, and you can see referee Andrew Thomas checking on him.
Yeah, it's one thing to say that moonsault missed. It's another to see if Mick Foley can take advantage of this opening. If he can follow up right now and put Angle away and become TNA World Heavyweight Champion, double arm DDT, perfect follow move. Again, the impact on the head, spine, and neck. Here's two. No!
Oh, was that close? I think that Mick Foley was too nonchalant on the cover. I just think he could have applied more weight. and put more weight on him, and that would have made a difference.
Here comes the sock. The trademark sock of Mick Foley usually leads to the mandible claw, and his Angle gets back up to his feet. Foley's there, goes for the mandible claw instead. Angle from behind, and he shoves Foley right into the referee, and I think their heads hit.
It's amazing how he can be down 1 minute and then just up like a cat the next. I mean, he's just unreal. And there it is, Angle slam. And now he calls the referee over. Is it enough?
Thomas counts one. Here's two. No. How many matches have we seen Kurt Angle win with that Angle slam? And right there, I think a lot of us
he felt like that was a slow count. He wasn't going to put up with it.
Oh, so that's why you just dropped the elbow on the back of the referee?
I'm just trying to explain what I think Kurt Angle did. But you can see Kurt hurting. That shot that he took, that moonsault, cost him so much. And now, grabbing the chair, he wants to finish Mick Foley. He wants to make a point.
Yeah, now we know why the elbow was dropped on Andrew Thomas. It's so he can use the steel chair on Mick Foley, but instead, mandible claw cuts Angle off.
He's got it cinched in, and he throws him right through the ropes to the floor. And now, Mick Foley coming right after him. He's going for the elbow.
Drops
on
the elbow right
concrete.
out here on the concrete. The near 300 pounds of Mick Foley behind that elbow drop across the chest of Angle.
You talk about damage. Look at Kurt Angle. He's
Everything
out.
that he's gone through in this match.
Let's see this again. Watch the head. Oh! Caught him right in the neck, and then his head hit hard early, and then there it is. And now, Mick Foley feeling it.
A limp Kurt Angle rolled underneath the bottom rope.
Nothing
I don't think there's any life left in
This
Angle. Foley's going to roll him over and get the referee Thomas to count 3 here, and we're going to have a new champion.
Here it is. Unbelievable how this night is. Oh, man!
He got the shoulder up.
He got it up in plenty of time. Wasn't even close. Okay, I lied. That was about as close as it gets.
Yeah, I think he got the shoulder up before 3, but you're right, it was close.
It was
right there. Foley senses that he's got him here in a position to put him away. Gonna go first with the leg scissors. At the same time,
look at that!
Mandible claw. Referee Thomas right on top of the scene. Is Angle gonna tap out here?
And look at how he's holding on to the one arm, holding on. He's Kurt Angle just trying now. You can see Andrew Thomas has got the arm loose. Does he have anything left? It drops twice. He's gone. He's out. There. Oh, Kurt Angle's not done yet.
Again, Kurt Angle on the verge of defeat.
Look at that
able
shot.
to keep the arm and now uses the elbows right into the face of Foley and from the mount. Look at these shots.
I mean, it's just like he just turned on here. It started. Now look at this. He's rolling around and he's got that ankle again.
Yeah, guard-like position, punches, rolls through into the ankle lock, and there it is. Submission hold applied. Is Foley going to tap now?
He said it wouldn't happen. He wouldn't tap, but he's got it cinched so tight I don't think he can stop.
Come on, Mick. You've got to do it for everybody in TNA. You got to do it for the originals. You got to dig down deep and get fire rolling in your gut.
He's crawling with everything he has, and you can see Kurt knows how close he is. He's watching the rope. Can he pull him back to the middle? Can he pull him back and end this thing?
Foley's getting close. Foley's getting near the ropes. At the same time, Angle cinches it in even tighter.
Get those brooms ready. And it's all, man, he just didn't have enough to pull him back. And he kicks that arm right off, and he goes right back for it again, and now he does. He pulls him in the middle, and now he's got it locked in with the legs.
Drops down and scissors the ankle lock at the same time, and we have seen the effect of that. It's one thing for Angle to put on that ankle lock. It's another when he drops down and scissors the leg, and that's just too much.
It's too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Kurt Angle!
Unbelievable. When it looked like Kurt Angle was going to be the one not to come through here at the end, he's able to do it with that patented ankle lock. When he got the leg cinched in, Mike, and moved Mick into the middle of that ring, there was no way that Mick Foley, and here comes the party. Kevin Nash, Booker T, you see Scott Steiner, Joe, Taz, and think about it. What a party it's going to be tonight. you're invited back, but it's going to be unbelievable. Look at all the gold walking out there to that ring.
Well, for many of us who have been involved with TNA from the outset, we've been here for 7 years, and I've got to tell you, this is a worst-case scenario. The main event Mafia, clean sweep. Championship after championship after championship, factor in Samoa Joe's win over Sting. And what we have witnessed tonight at Victory Road is that complete and that total domination that the Mafia promised.
Well, it's unprecedented. They have all the power here at TNA. It all started when they were able to convince Joe to come over. Look at that. Look at that array of champions. Past, present, future, and now. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's one thing saying it, it's another doing it. And I'm going to tell you, they did it. They backed it up, and they carried it out.
Yes, the exclusive all-world heavyweight champion fraternity, known as the main event Mafia. Yes, they have done it. They've taken all the championship gold tonight at Victory Road, and I'm instructed that we are going to go back right now at this point and review what went down tonight.
I mean, think about all this situation. We're going to show you here some shots of what happened, and it started off, of course, with the Knockouts title where Tara was defending, but Angelina Love able to fight back a vicious battle. It looked like it was over there when Velvet Sky hit the spray on Angelina, but there it was. Controversial maybe, but the bottom line, Angelina Love, the knockout champion, and Tara wasn't happy with that.
No, Tara gets the last word in on referee Slick Johnson. From there tonight at Victory Road, we went to the one-on-one matchup involving the Blueprint Matt Morgan and Daniels. That was the turning point in the match. Daniels with the injury to the left leg, to the left knee. He went for the best moonsault ever and just crumbled in the corner. It enabled Matt Morgan to hit the elevator and gain the victory.
It was, and that was really where the start of this whole thing started for the main event Mafia. And then it was finally time for Abyss to go one-on-one in that ring with Dr. Stevie, and I'll tell you, it was hard to watch as he just brutally, just viciously beat him up. The black hole slam, then he took that taser. He took that taser and applied it right into the flesh. And you could smell it burning here in the impact zone, and then it was the British invasion.
New Japan Tag Team titles on the line as Team 3D defended against the British invasion. In spite of that interference there from Big Rob Terry, 3D, yeah, they were on their game tonight at Victory Road as the 22-time World Tag Team Champions retain.
And then it was the cat fight between Jenna and Sharmell. These two have not been able to get along from the beginning. But when Kong got involved and put the shot on Sharmell, well then, Jenna was able to get the pin. But then she bit off more than she could chew when she got in Kong's face.
Awesome Kong gets the last word in the battle of the main event Mafia females with that big splash, the near 300 pounds down on Jenna.
And then this was something, Mike.
Legends title match. Kevin Nash challenging AJ Styles. AJ had it rolling at that point, but then that quick choke slam by Nash almost came out of nowhere, enabled him to get the win, and the Mafia got their first title of the night.
Well, you felt that the night was going to go a certain way after that happened. Beer Money Incorporated, as good as they are as a tag team, they were not able to come through on Booker T and Scott Steiner. And there it looked like it was over, but it was James Storm himself that spit the beer that got into the ref side that ended up costing him. And there, the gold was coming to Steiner and Booker T.
Interesting matchup between Samoa Joe and the Icon Sting. Joe had Sting right at the outset. Snap suplex. That's in the early going of this match. Big elbow shot on the suicide dive, but Sting got it rolling and turned it around against Joe and actually had Samoa Joe locked in the Scorpion. Then the arrival of the mystery advisor as Taz came out, almost like you turned on a switch from that point going forward as Taz gets into the mind of the Samoan submission machine, and Samoa Joe gets the tap-out submission win over Sting.
And that wouldn't be the last time tonight we saw somebody tap out, as it was the World Heavyweight Championship. Kurt Angle knows now all the pressure's on him. That's how he wants it. He wants it to be on him, and the Godfather, he delivered, and this was one of the ways he turned it around. It was all Mick Foley until he was able to put him into the steps.
Foley had a great strategy, working on the neck of Kurt Angle. Angle with the angle slam there, but only for a near fall. Foley looked like he had turned the match in his favor. Off the apron, connecting with that elbow out on the concrete, but then eventually it was the ankle lock, the patented finisher, as Kurt Angle, yes, retained the TNA World Heavyweight title. There's the celebration, Don.
TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.